Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live on a feel-good Friday night. We got a WWE Draft to get into, and we got a whole bunch of news, a whole bunch of rumors. TK's got his foot in his mouth and a brace on his neck, and we're going to talk all about it here tonight, folks. So strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel-good, and welcome to the Wrestling for Life Network. Let's go! Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream as we bring you WWE Smackdown, night one of the WWE Draft. Lots to unfold, lots to figure out. And by God, there's a lot to talk about in the wrestling world, WWE and elsewhere. I might have to pre-apologize to people out there. We got about 30 minutes to the showtime, and I think Tony Khan might take up a lot of it. But get in that chat, say hello. If you haven't hit like and subscribe yet, please do so. Click those little hearts, those little reactions. Rub that algorithm for us. We are booming. We're about to hit 4.5K subscribers. So we need one. If you're out there and you haven't hit it yet, be our 4.5K subscriber. But with all that being said, I am Mr. Every Night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. And that is Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I am Big Nick and Tony. It is better to remain silent and let them think you're a fool than open your mouth and prove them and remove all doubt and prove them right.
Man, there is so much to unfold. There's so much.
It was cool for like 12 hours.
Almost. And
he actually was cool with the neck brace and everything like that. I was about to come up on here with the gimmick and everything like that too, of neck strong and everything of shit. Okay, you're working keyfabe, even if you are just moving around and no selling it. But still, God damn it, can you just shut up?
Can't do it. Say less. Tony Khan needs t-shirts that say less right across the chest. And just to remind himself. But yeah, folks, this is the draft night. We're looking forward to the draft. We're going to get into all the draft stuff. We really are, but we are also going to get to this chat. And
hey, he's got a draft. We're talking about draft stuff.
We're still going to talk about the NFL draft. We're going to talk about what Tony Khan did. I see some people already putting in the chat. But ladies and gentlemen, make sure you get in there. Be a friend. Take our link. Drop it anywhere they're talking about wrestling. Because right now, we haven't even got near the show. We got 39, maybe 40. And we want triple digits in that chat. But as much as we're looking forward to SmackDown, absolutely, Nick. Say less is maybe the policy. But let's start at the beginning of all this. You weren't here Wednesday. Last night was our draft. By the way, congrats, Anthony, for running away with the show.
Well, it's so interesting because the poll you won, or Anthony won, sorry, like miles ahead, not even a competition. Then Anthony puts out the reel, and it's starting to seem like the tide might have turned, at least on that opinion of you won. So it feels like it's, kind of all the way around here. But yeah, he ran away with that poll.
I was okay because I knew my team was an acquired team. A lot of people didn't fully get the rules, so they were just kind of like, they're never going to get CM Punk. And I'm like, I know, you guys.
Hey, but Steven Larson thought the same pathway and the same wavelength that you did and everything. So you might be on to a great idea.
Not a terrible idea, especially in the coming years. But so Dynamite, and you know what I did today, Nick? Before we get into this, I spent a lot of time seeking out very pro AEW content creators because I wanted to hear their take on a lot of this shit. And you know what? That core audience, that tribal skid mark fan, that small niche fan base, it's starting to take some hits. And a lot of people are starting to say the same thing. Dynamite was not good for a multitude of reasons on Wednesday. But the big thing everyone was talking about is Jack Perry returns, takes out Tony Khan. How are you feeling at home?
Well, you're saying that their fan base is going flat, like if you open a Pepsi and just leave it out and everything like that?
Pretty much.
Yeah, and if we're starting at the very beginning of this and everything, I know you want to talk about that, and that's a lot to unpack. the way that show even started, like before we get into any of that,
Well, we're gonna
Swerve
go.
was done in injustice, 100%.
Oh,
Boy, howdy, coming off of that pay-per-view that not everybody that watches your weekly show bought. Let's be honest, it's not possible. Even WWE doesn't do it, and they have just streaming. But you can't even do but you can't do video package or anything. Like Swerve started that show. You should have never been in a match. You should have sat there and given this man his fucking flowers. Now you're hearing people, well, they're going to do it after the NBA game on
so
Collision.
what?
Well, so you need someone else to get your champion over. You need to have that carry-in audience, and so you're going to wait until Saturday, which you already know gets less viewers than your main show to do
And
that.
they didn't advertise that. They didn't advertise it on the show.
It's all the way fucking dumb, all the way around, because you come off of what we both loved as a pay-per-view, and I thought was going to completely change the landscape of where AW was at and everything. You had Swerve over, new champion, over with the crowd, over like Rover. You can literally hear the crowd constantly chanting, whose house? Swerve's house. No video package, no nothing, no in-ring promo, anything. And instead you have him in a match that people are probably going to forget come next week if they haven't already. And that's the thing is, the worst part about that is it's not going to fall on Tony Khan. It's not going to fall on AW. It's going to fall on Swerve.
100%. And you know what? That match is going to paled in comparison to Osprey Fletcher, which we just got. That one burned the house down. This one was good. Wasn't that good?
But it just was so unnecessary. Like, you don't need to have him. When MJF won the title, was he in a second segment match, with a guy who's normally a tag team wrestler and an eliminator the night after or the days after he won the title? No, Kenny wasn't, Jericho wasn't. I don't even think Hangman was. So why is Swerve?
Yeah, it didn't make sense. I didn't get it. But I mean, it set the tone. He was the third or fourth thing, the champion. We finally see him. Nana comes out. I don't know. The show should have started with Nana walking out, doing a grand old speech, like a grand old entrance, and everybody started dancing, and out comes the new champ. You're not wrong at all about that. The show rolled on. The match was unnecessary. The IWGP Championship felt more important. Whether Chucky T sides with one friend or the other was more important. And during the Swerve match, you cut away to the Bucks. You do a picture-in-picture during your new champion's first match. Horrible.
If your championship is not your A story when it comes to your booking or anything like that, you've already kind of lost the fucking plot. Like, that's really the thing of he not only feels like the A story, the B story, C story, maybe D story. Like, literally, you have the IWGP title, which New Japan's not happy about. Even like, you have competitors in New Japan not happy that Hobbs is challenging for it with no ties to New Japan. You have Tanahashi out there praising NXT and WWE's development. So starting to seem like New Japan's not exactly happy with the deal that they have with AEW, but you have that in front of your new champion. You have Chucky T and the OC and the Funky Bunch and all of that come out, and that kicks off your show. Not a video package that, not like you said, of Nana comes out and you get, kick off your show with top rope, big pressure, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
You could have had this huge emotional moment of video package, everything, go through everything that Swerve's been through. You have to get this guy over. I'm not saying that he isn't over now, but you have to keep getting him over. You have to keep that momentum and keep that push going. And especially, like I said, not everybody that watches your weekly show bought the pay-per-view.
No, not at all. So, I mean, again, we got to be very, it felt like an afterthought. Everything felt like an afterthought to this big moment. Tony was going to make his big league debut. He gets out there. I don't know if anyone was shocked by it. It was very obvious it was coming. One of my favorite bumps ever. The man who collapsed head first.
I am wounded.
Don't you go forward and crunch over when you get hit in the gut?
Is it? But again, though, isn't it weird? Just the last point with the Swerve thing and transition here.
Okay.
Well, do you not kind of feel that like TK, who never wanted to be in an angle, never wanted to be an on-screen character, took Swerve's moment?
That true. Very true. 100%. Again, very valid point. Not wrong at all. I mean, it's, again, the championship felt like an afterthought to all of this, and it was very surprising, really
Right.
surprising.
But with TK out there taking the bump and everything, my big takeaway is that again, what happened to not wanting to be an on-screen character, Tony? What happened to not wanting to be in an angle and everything? And even does TK need to be in this? Did him being here help anything outside of fulfill his fantasies of he sat there and took a bump in a pro wrestling ring live on TV? Because we already knew Jack Perry was a heel because he came out and helped the Bucks. The Bucks are already heel. We already pretty much know they run the company. You don't need Tony for any of this. You could have had the Bucks come out, say, we've reinstated Jack Perry. Then maybe you have to question why he didn't do it earlier, but I'll give you that plot hole. And you pair him up with Jack Perry, have him come out there, be an asshole and everything. There you go. There's your new running the fucking show. You don't need Tony for this.
No, you don't need Tony, but Tony, to his credit, knew he was going to be at the NFL draft this week. He knew.
I'll give him credit for that.
To an extent. Here's my concern with that, ladies and gentlemen. And I know, folks, we're about 11 minutes into the show. Happy Friday to everybody. Thank you for being here. We're up to 62. We just hit 4.5K subscribers. We want 5K. Maybe we can pull it off tonight, but we want 5K. We just hit 4.5. We just hit 103 likes on the stream already, and we're still 20 minutes away from the show. We will talk more about the draft, I promise. Just other people keep making
we got to get some things out the way first here so we can get to the good things. We got some things to unpack to get off our chest here.
Yeah. Here's my concern with the neck brace. Selling it. Now, first and foremost, if you were going to sell it with a neck brace, they cart you out of that fucking Daly's place on Wednesday. You don't get a walkout. You want to make an impact? We have footage of you getting put in an ambulance on fucking Twitter 20 minutes after the show. I say go all the way. Second, here's my only thing. If you're a casual fan, a relapse fan, somebody that doesn't even watch wrestling, I feel like a lot of people are laughing at Tony, not with Tony. We saw Pat McAfee and crew, which people are going to say, well, WWE bias, but even other people on the panel were like, not mocking it. I felt like the interview he did for, we put 2 shorts up just before we went live of TK on the NFL Network, and I felt like those guys were laughing at him. Like, I feel like the average person is like, what is this idiot doing?
Well, they were with them there for a minute. Like, okay, so few things here. Are you ready? Does TK not remind you of either Will Ferrell or John C. Reilly from Step Brothers?
Yeah, yes, yeah, 100%.
Absolutely. First thing. So if CM Punk, and we showed the footage, and I feel like this is all just now we're making good on why we showed the footage and everything a little bit.
Sorry, right there though.
Go ahead.
You can continue your point. Everything that played out to me proved the footage was completely unnecessary and done completely, and we all know because of the interview, because you didn't need this footage. You had that New Japan footage and stuff, and that could have explained where Jack Perry's been. He went to New Japan. Now he's back from New Japan. So anyway, I just saw I still think it's just a big blemish on their record.
That's fine. I've seen some people that try and rationalize it, of at least now see why they showed it. If this is what you were going to do, that doesn't make it good. Shout out, John. But so with seeing that and seeing allegedly through that what one Phil Brooks Pepsi man there did, which is still so ironic that Tony Khan said that they're the
Pepsi of wrestling.
You can still tell deep in his heart he still loves Phil. He's like, please come back, baby, come back. You can blame it all on me,
right? But,
so now these guys hit a TK driver. Was originally a Meltzer driver, but they're kind of the same person. I think they fusion danced at this point, so that's why it's called that now. But they did all of this, so they should be fired, right? Too, going by the AW logic and everything. You've already done this.
A man lunged at you and you feared for your life. How are you even able to show up at the draft after that?
In a neck brace, and again, they're not fired. You're not having to do anything like that, because that's the thing is, so either what they did to you wasn't real and everything, and then you pull back that curtain and you fucking blow it all up, or now you have to admit, like, it's just you're putting yourself in this weird, funky predicament because you've already done stuff like this.
Yep.
And granted, if there was someone that should have gotten physical with Tony Khan, it was MJF.
Yeah. MJF was cooking and would do a much better job than what we're getting right now. There's no denying that. But here's the thing. That's my only fear. And I put it out to the chat. We are going to get to the chat in a couple seconds here. Take a little pause from our Tony unpackaging. I feel like fucking Brad Pitt at the end of fucking 7. Like, what's in the box? We got.
He's not even gotten to what he said.
Yeah, what he said was fucking mind-numbing. It starts with him explaining that they're the most successful challenger brand ever, which I don't know who the fuck told him that, or if it's even close.
Hold on, we are the most successful challenger brand in sports since the AFL in 1959. Mind you, he's saying this on NFL Network.
Hilarious.
Yeah, and then he goes into AW is the Pepsi of professional wrestling, and yeah, there was we are like the Pepsi of pro wrestling. We are up against an evil juggernaut. WWE is our competitor. That's who we're facing. AW, like the Pepsi of pro wrestling. WWE is like the HW of pro wrestling. I'm really proud of what we do.
I'm going to say it. He called WWE the Harvey Weinstein of pro wrestling. That is what they're up against, the evil empire. And it blows my mind. A quote unquote business professional would not realize how bad of a fucking decision those words coming out of his mouth are. And anyone out there, the diehards of diehards, if you want to fucking beat the drum and try and defend this decision, then I apologize. We're just not the same. We are not in the same category of people. This is unequivocally a horrible fucking decision. Will it impact anything huge? No. But man, does it make you look fucking bad. Even the hosts on the network were like, whoa, whoa, whoa. They got a relationship with WWE. Come on.
Oh, yeah. That's where they have the title deals. And Tony was cool with the neck brace and everything. Holy shit, cool. He was at least cool within the wrestling community. And if you got a couple extra NFL fans that click, good on you. Fine, fuck it. At least you went with it and everything.
Yeah.
He lived up to it. And granted, you can still see he's waiting to see himself on camera. And then he smirks. And then he smiles. But even with this, like, you could tell he was waiting to set up that zinger, because you could tell right once he said it right before it, he was like, got him.
Like, was that on the cue card?
No, but it's so insane to me to think that the owner of a pro wrestling company, and everyone's going to say Triple H and all of that, but Triple H don't own the company. This is like if Ari Emanuel went on national television and fucking basically said out loud a tweet from someone in the IWC on fucking Twitter and everything like that, and was like, that'll get him. Like, to see this man openly act like a fucking mark on national TV, to like say something that somebody, like I said, that you'd hear on Twitter that has, a faceless emoji and their name is I Heart AW type stuff.
Right. Dude, it blows my mind. It blows my mind. And again, to me, he's going for cheap pops. He's hoping saying something like that on that platform is going to bring a whole bunch of interest and eyes. And when he gets all pissy pants about Eric Bischoff wasn't this stupid. But it's not this dumb.
But you're doing this off of, and I get it, even if you liked the ending angle and it's going to draw attention to everything, you have sat there and pretty much redone every bit of momentum you had from that. You cooled that way the fuck down with this. But 683 on their last Dynamite with all of this coming out of Dynasty, great pay-per-view, arguably their pay-per-view of the year so far.
Yep.
Has literally one of the arguably greatest matches in pro wrestling history on it. And when you do 683,000 out of it, ooh. And then you're going to say stuff like this on TV. Ooh.
Mm-hmm. But imagine you were not a wrestling fan, or, you used to watch the good old days of wrestling, but you've kind of forgot about wrestling.
Right.
And you're sitting on the couch, and here's the owner. Now, first and foremost, what do the fucking NFL people think of this guy? Especially, like, he's sitting in a room, like, with, like, fucking Kraft and fucking, the fucking all these old croonies. And there he is with a neck brace on, all puffy haired, like, How do you take this man owning or being a part of an ownership of a pro sports team serious at all?
Facts. And Scott saying becoming a member for 9 months. Shout out my guys. So TK is a mark. I'm shocked. Yeah. But it's just one of those. You had it there. We were with you. We were with you. We were giving you the benefit of the doubt and everything. And you just say less, do more, my guy.
Ooh.
Like, for sake. And it wasn't even, the worst part of it is it wasn't even provoked or anything.
No.
It was, no one was asking about, so how do you feel? Like, there was no asking about WWE that were not mentioned, anything like that. And it's just, I got to get a shot in.
Yeah. And again, if you want to say, yeah, you know what, and WWE is their competitor, and they're like Coke, we're like Pepsi, and we're battling it out, which is still not true, accurate, or necessary to say.
Way better than anything you said.
Now, we've been down this road before, ladies and gentlemen. Nick, we've been down this road before, where Tony starts throwing stones, his little lackeys and buddies and stooges, like Chris Jericho, all start throwing stones, but their house turns out to be pretty glass. And I feel like a company that has more NDAs than they have wrestlers, which is hard to do, should be very mindful of that. There's a lot of skeletons in that AEW closet. Everything from Brawl Out to the accusations against Jericho. You got to be careful. You better know that you're squeaky fucking clean if you're going to make comments like this.
Well, and again, I don't even pretend to be a small town bird lawyer or anything like that. But as the owner of another company and everything, to say that about another company, could that, I know obviously there's the connotation with, and the connection to he who should not be named, who actually sold the last bit of his shares. So he's not associated with them anymore at all.
So
right. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. But to say that about the entire company, you're opening yourself up potentially for a defamation lawsuit. And with showing the footage, because of the UK laws versus US laws, you opened yourself up potentially for a lawsuit. And let's not forget that AW is still currently under their own, like their original media deal.
Yeah.
So they're still in negotiations for that. So now if you're Time Warner, and you're going to be out there saying this,
100%.
How do I feel about that?
100%. You ruffled the wrong feather, and we've seen a lot of old veterans talk about it. That it takes one person in a higher up position that just decides that you're no longer beneficial to their brand, and you're out. Ask Eric Bischoff when companies give up on you.
Ask Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman was asking.
He begged for it.
I think this man's doing it, just doesn't know he's doing it.
Right.
Bro, Shad Khan, by the way, his mustache is official, like a referee whistle.
Oh, he
came out there just looking instantly like that was the first time he found out that pro wrestling wasn't real. It's like finding out that Santa Claus doesn't bring you presents.
Shad seems like a cool guy, man. I think we should let Shad run the wrestling company. He's smart enough to hire people to write the stories for him.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of, could you imagine, like, dude, your dad's here. You're the owner. You're 40.
That's the thing. And like I put out a fucking tweet about it and everything like that. Of like, I remember when Eric Bischoff's dad showed up to, tell him to pack it in with WCW and everything like that, or was out there checking when he got jackknifed from Kevin Nash and all that. Like, it's so ridiculous. And I get there's the just enjoy the wrestling and everything. That's great, but yet there's I'm not a 2-year-old that eats crayons and does this to make me entertained. Like, I'd like to actually fucking believe this shit and be entertained by this fucking story and enjoy what the fuck I'm watching, instead of feel like I better sit there and put a fucking fork in a fucking light socket so I can get myself the IQ to fucking enjoy this shit.
All right, Nick, we got just over 5 minutes before the show, and folks, I promise, I know we're going to read through some of these chats and you guys are going to bring the same stuff up. And all I can say here, what we do on this channel is give you live, unscripted, unrehearsed, unplanned, unorganized sometimes, opinions on what we're watching, what we see, what our analysis is. And, a lot of times you go listen to someone like a Bully Ray or some of the other veterans out there on podcasts now, and to hear them echo what we're seeing, it kind of validates everything that we kind of bring to the table here. And again, it is what it is. We just call it the way we see it. But Nick, let's say hello to the people. As Sarah was the first one in tonight. Sarah, how you doing? How you doing?
Hi.
There you go. Welcome to the chat.
Hi.
Damien, I see. I'm going to rapid fire these because we got 5 minutes and I know we got a lot.
Get away.
Yeah, we need some people to get to triple digits, folks. Let's go. Ryan's in the house. Rocco, I see. Safit, Damien. We can always go back and click. Odds, welcome back. AJ, welcome back. Good to see you. Good to see you. Alexis, how you doing? Grinch is with us. Almighty Black Adam, thank you. Christian, Polo, Jake.
Right.
Break, my mouth isn't working as fast as my brain.
Casey, Alex, Easy Bake, Christian, Dwan, Ricky, John,
Swimmy,
Brandon, Swimmy, Swami, Dex, Wrestling, Toys and Tees. I'm just starting to click and we'll just go from there. Rick below, hello there. Hello. Brother Fluff saying my first two picks are KJ. Like Aw. Now who's first and who's second? If I'm a second round pick, I'm gonna be pissed.
You can have that. I don't even care.
That's my line.
I'll go number 2. We'll be number 1 in your heart.
Number 69 in your playbooks. Number 1 in your hearts, folks. Jay is saying AW was a cold. I told people 2 years ago, man, these hardcore fans will defend Tony even if he take a sugar honey iced tea live on TV, and they will praise Tony for the improvisation.
Absolutely. Brandon, good to see you. It's mind-blowing. Like this one's hard to defend. And I said, I went and searched out AEW faithful, the JDs from New York. I wanted to see what these people, and everyone's losing them. There's a level of panic in the kingdom that I haven't seen before.
Bro, it's so weird. We used to constantly poke fun at JD, and now it's almost like I feel very weird and confused if I agree with something that he says. Like,
yeah.
Wait, you're supposed to be the Dave Meltzer of podcasts with this shit.
It makes me laugh of like, I'm the only one willing to say this. Motherfucker, we've been saying it for months.
No, you've just been in a fucking echo chamber, so you're the only one that you feel has actually heard that while you fucking wipe, the glaze off your lips there, sir.
Glenn Millett, good to see you. Good to see you. Juan's here. Ricky, we got 2 Rickies. Christopher, another Christopher in the house. Daniel, I see you there. I think we got most people. Matthew Chides, Keyshawn, Maniquest. So weird calling you that. Pal, what's up? Nevsky,
Bama, Keyshawn, Scott, what up? On X trending WWE versus AW. Oh God.
See, mission accomplished. That's what people are gonna say.
Jesus. But Safit saying it's showtime is yes, I have now right now on my screen. Now, how now, brown cow?
I have together.
I have forever. I will pause when I can find a good point too.
No, I got together. When did you get together?
I'm Pat. Oh, I didn't know you were ahead of me. I'm terrible at intro bingo.
I got the contract signing graphic up right now.
I got Cody signing weight belts and 8x10s.
AJ Styles in the house to start this one off. Amazing when you start a show with your champion and his contender.
Oh fuck!
Just amazing.
Well, are we switching gears before we just, stop? He's already dead.
Holy shit. Jade and Belair in the house.
Okay, I'm not there. I was about to say, are we excited to get, AJ versus Cody? But I'm excited for Bianca and Jade here.
I'm excited about something.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. I just held up. Well, you ladies and gentlemen, we are in SmackDown territory. The show is kicked off. The draft is about to happen. There's a select pool of people. We're going to get a contract signing, AJ Styles, Cody Rhodes, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But I think we're starting off with picks. Who goes number 1?
Facts. Well, I was going to say I could run through the rules or I could run through. So, yeah, superstars from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT are eligible. We thought NXT would be drafting. They are not. 4 rounds tonight, 6 rounds Monday, 4 draft picks per round. Champions on each brand are protected. So, Cody's officially SmackDown. SmackDown picks first tonight, Raw picks first Monday. Yeah. And the roster locks in on May 6th, I believe.
Oh, there's your protected picks. So Damian, Becky, Sammy, the Awesome Truth, Cody, Bailey, Logan, and the douchebags cannot go anywhere, folks. And I guess that would be the same. Would that be the same for NXT, or could you take an NXT champ?
We will have to wait and see here. Now, oh my fuck, now that we have war rooms. Why is no one in one of these war rooms wearing a neck brace?
Shout out to Bully Ray on the SmackDown team. Did you catch that?
Hey, I just caught it. I literally, as you said that, Bully and Teddy. I was like, why is no one wearing a neck brace?
Teddy, we're gonna get a multi-man match tonight. Oh, Heyman with Kayla.
Well, and that's going to be the interesting thing because remember last week we had I did it for Soto, so we're gonna see if Heyman can keep the bloodline in check here, and what's the fallout from the collision in the parking lot there.
Time out. Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. Roman Reigns has voluntarily withdrawn from the draft. Nobody can touch him.
Oh, and that's really interesting because he was in this pool. He was part of the bloodline. So now the bloodline is Solo and Tama. The biggest star in the entire industry. Why would I hog the #1 draft pick? So he's literally, that's so great. But that's so great though. I know I would be the #1 draft pick, so you can have that. That ain't what I'm mad at.
Right? Exactly. Kind of what I said earlier. You can have it. I don't care. But that's Paul Heyman setting the tone for the night, ladies and gentlemen. No Roman in the draft, which sets it up nicely. I didn't expect him to be. We talked about it on our draft special. I did not expect Roman to be involved.
He goes where the bloodline goes and where the story goes.
Maybe NXT can pick free agents, perhaps. Yep.
I think that's going to end up being the case here.
Jackie Redmond. Yeah. Oh, they're at Full Sail.
Oh, so this is interesting. So we have essentially an NXT like green room
viewing party.
But this is so interesting because we've got it hand in hand, side by side with the NFL draft, and this feels the closest to that vibe that we've gotten.
Look at that mutt Lexus King sitting in the front row with the ladies. They should give him a Val Venus gimmick.
No, not current Val Venus, past Val Venus.
Oh, classic.
No, just no Val Venus. He's swinger.
So we are at NXT right now, folks, and we got a little viewing party. Their fans are packing in the building.
We literally have the Full Sail attendance and everything to watch the rest of the roster, watch where they could go. So we essentially have an NXT green room of who could be drafted, from NXT to the main roster.
Absolutely. Tonight's eligible stars. We're not going to get through them all, but LA, Randy, Liv, Solo, Tama, Ricochet. I'm surprised. I'm waiting for some Heyman tomfoolery here that there's no way Solo and Tom are getting separated.
Oh no, they'd go as a team. I'm wondering, do they have the same rules that we implicated to where you can draft them as
we'll find out.
Right? As Corey Graves is kicking this off, and again, I see about 90 people kicking it with us. Let's see if we can at least get that extra 10 people and make it triple digits here as we got the WWE Draft kicking off, and I feel like this is one of the few times that they actually might adhere to the draft.
I think I have way more optimism with Triple H at the helm, but we are opening the show with the contract signing.
Okay.
We might have a draft. We might have other things going on, Nick, but let me ask you a question. What's the most important thing to WWE right now? Their world title. Well played.
Check
mark. You make it easy.
But it's again just just stay in your fucking lane. Like, you don't. I get trying to punch up and everything like that, but sometimes your arms are a little too short to box with God.
Yeah. Dude, and we punch up all the time, like, but within reason. We're sensible. We're smart people. We know when we're poking a bear. And we're definitely, if you show up to a battle of wits unarmed, you're going to lose every time. If you don't have a single weapon in your bag of tricks, you're in trouble. And the worst people in the world are the ones that don't realize they're in trouble until, they're half dead because they've been beaten so bad. And again, if you want to promote the brand, you want to build, fine. What the like, dude? You really pulled out Weinstein?
We liked you, Tony. Everybody,
We were trying, bro.
everyone, the IWC put down their arms and just said, "Hey, he wore a neck brace. He's at least selling the gimmick.
He's trying.
He's trying. I'll allow it. You can have that. That ain't what I'm mad at." And then you go and just do more and say less, Tony. Just quit giving this man a fucking microphone.
Oh my God. Like, here you are trying to, and again, you're trying to technically present yourself as a sensible.
Bro, he's a step above of the fucking kid that's like, I like Toros. I like wrestling. That's Tony Khan. I like wrestling.
And here comes Cody Rhodes. Looking sharp.
Now, following the laws of wrestling, who do we have going through this contract table here? Because Cody?
I think
you crash to the table.
I'm down. I think you have to establish that.
You have to make AJ a big threat.
Yeah, you have to make AJ the threat, but you also got to try and garner some heat quick. Like, AJ's got to be a dick here and then take him out. I think we need a little bit of gas thrown on AJ, right? Like, we need him to cook a little hotter than he's been.
Absolutely, but I do still think that this match will be fantastic. Like, and I've seen people say they could just run it back as former Bullet Club leaders. WWE ain't gonna do that. They have the potential to do it. Be cool if they did it, but it'd be cool to about 10 people on Twitter.
Yeah,
and that's about it.
The bigger story is you wrestled my dad. Now you'll wrestle me. That's a bigger story, especially to this fan base, to this narrative. And like you said, they might make subtle references to the roads they took to get there.
Whoa.
But look, they're putting a little belt on. Look, this is legit. The belt looks pretty. I'll give you credit. I like the belt tonight.
There you go. I want what I've seen of his idea for the Winged Eagle. I honestly want that over this.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I do like this. Is literally like if this was a fucking premier boxing match, maybe close to a UFC like contract signing. I mean, they do it obviously on that big fucking stage and everything. But yeah.
Listen, sorry, Nick.
Oh, but he's boring. Remember,
for that niche market that keeps saying he's boring and da. Listen to the crowd response everywhere he goes.
Bro, there was thousands, and I do mean thousands of people in line for him to do a fucking meet and greet in Kentucky, I believe, earlier today.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's boring. He's not
boring. Yeah. TK goes heel. Listen, this is building towards, I think, a blood and guts or a multi-man match, but it's going to be the new elite against the old elite, Kenny and Paige, and I don't know. They bring FTR into the fold,
but they didn't need Tony for this.
What's that?
I said, but they didn't need Tony for any of that. This is to some people, this is building to blood and guts. To me, this is building to what the fucks.
Mm-hmm. I said it last night. He's officially become Tony McMahon.
No, fuck off. He's not even that. He's not even Eric Bischoff. He is Dixie fucking Carter.
But she took a better bump.
She also was the same one of, I don't ever want to be on screen. Don't let me be on screen. And she was playing with house money.
Oh, yeah.
Not money they built, not money they earned, money that they inherited because of genetics.
You're not wrong. But AJ cutting hard on Cody to start this one, folks. How you feeling? How you feeling about Cody and AJ? By the way, we're here next weekend, Saturday. We're here at noon or 11:30 a.m.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, brunch with the boys, number 9.
I'm kind of liking though that WWE for most of their pay-per-views. Hey Tony, take note. Fuck off with your Saturday night,
Sunday night.
or Sunday night, 17-hour pay-per-views and everything.
No, I like these international shows. You get like a 12 o'clock pay-per-view. You're done by 4.
You can sit there and have dinner after the pay-per-view and everything.
Yeah. Grab your girl and go dancing. You can do whatever you want. Hate it.
Ladies night.
Cody versus AJ. Hate it. Why?
Yeah, this to me 100% has a match that should be fantastic, especially in ring wise. And maybe if he would have gotten a couple of years earlier, you might have gotten potentially better in ring AJ, but we'll see.
There you go. Breakfast with the boys, Bacon Club for life, love and MDB. AJ signs the contract.
There you go. I was going to just say, speaking of the Bacon Club, we do got the first ever members only stream happening this week and everything. So 100% you got to make sure you be here. Okay.
Yeah, no, we're looking forward to it.
It will be happening at some point.
It was happening. Should be hectic. In case you missed the draft question, who would you want as your first round to sing at the WWE? What? Christian, come on now.
No, I want to. I don't want to
answer. I'm taking J-Lo just because it's J-Lo. I don't care.
You don't want, oh baby, oops. That's TK's song. Oops, I did it again.
I've seen J-Lo live. One of the loudest, most ear-wrenching pops I've ever heard in my entire life was like 20,000 women.
Was that Wagon?
Yeah, the minute. Oh, yeah, in the presence of greatness.
Right. No, I'll take Jay-Z then.
Yeah, there you go.
Take over, my guy.
He might be a little busy. I hear you've been hanging out with certain people too much.
Oh, no.
Cody Rhodes, AJ, Damian loves it. This man's got all the bracelets.
Yeah, literally. What? I swear to God, he's like such a baby face. He's gonna be coming out here just covered in like bracelets and like fan art and shit like that. They keep giving me gifts and I can't say no.
Right. Thank you so much for the like, Ronnie. Hope you're doing well. Tony Khan is the number 1 pick
for Mark of the Year.
I don't even know. Dusty is more over now than he ever in his career.
Oh,
not accurate at all.
Bold strategy, Con.
I think that's a funny comment. Part of me believes that Ricky doesn't.
It's close. It might be close.
he gets talked about on WWE more than he did when he was alive.
Right. As now Cody's signing him.
So there it's official. Cody Rhodes, AJ Styles, Backlash in France.
Do you like, though, that this, as he's even taught, people are sitting there getting excited because he tossed the fucking pen, and you're going to sit there and try and tell me this man ain't over?
Oh, no. Right.
But no, this very much has that old school, like, sportatorium type of fucking vibe and everything. With doing the contract signing, we've sit there and propped up on the pedestal of the championship, even how Cody holds the title, all that.
Mm-hmm.
Man's an old school guy, and I dig it.
Right. Well, I know I keep poking a little fun, but when you talk about, look, they got that world title on a platform in the middle of the ring. Let's talk about what the most important trophy in the company is, what the most prestigious title in wrestling might actually be. And it feels like it. It's right there. AJ walks off.
Well, I was going to say, because you got that visual of, AJ telling Cody, it's just a shame your title reign's going to end at Backlash, and they shake hands.
Yeah.
Nah, see, you should have said something about Dusty.
Yeah.
It's a shame that I'm going to beat you like I beat your daddy.
Right? I kind of wanted a headbutt, Nick. I kind of wanted a quick headbutt, and then
Pele kick. Pele kick. He can't do the headbutt. He's got to do the Pele kick. Right? Drop down Pele kick.
I wanted a little more heat for AJ. I did, but not bad. We still got a few weeks. No, we got 1 week to go. So yeah, hurry
Yeah,
up.
no, this very much feels like if you don't know that Cody Rhodes is retaining, spoiler alert, Cody Rhodes is retaining.
Yeah, right. As I believe we are going to head to maybe our first commercial break. Cody heading out.
What?
Time to play the game.
I just got that. So like hiccup.
A hiccup. Ladies and gentlemen, Triple H, the evil juggernaut. Bro, the evil juggernaut. Triple H.
Where did that come from?
Oh, I was just kind of stealing.
Oh, fair enough. I got them shaking hands. As he's even getting like gonna raise Cody's hand here. So
look, come here. The champ's gonna tell us
make the first pick.
Like when you bring your captain or your quarterback up to do it. Again, the champ feels extremely special.
It's amazing when you make people who hold your world championships a focus versus your owner.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
First pick.
Something that changes in the landscape of WWE going into the future. It's just as much about protecting the roster they have than it is adding to the roster.
Fair enough. I think you're a touch loud.
Hey, wait, nice on your trips. I mean, a little convoluted, but saying, you know, as you'll be staying on SmackDown, so I guess that's their way of officially announcing that Cody Rhodes will be on SmackDown.
Yes. All right, here we go, folks. The first pick, and I think I can hear you just a touch there.
Sorry, I turned it down a little. First pick.
The EST is your first pick.
Wow.
Ladies.
Okay.
I like it. I have no problem with this pick. I know haters out there are going to shit on it a little bit, but I like the message they just sent.
Absolutely. Well, and again, yeah, that's very interesting. Well, and then they've got back to back. Hold on. So next one's going to be Jade.
This is Jey Uso goes to Raw, the first pick.
Oh, wait. Oh, hold on. I thought they were. Oh, God.
Cody
he stayed on running at Raw.
So Cody is reading SmackDown's picks. Triple H is reading Raw's pick. So Jey Uso staying on Raw.
And Bianca, as we had Triple H yeeting. We've got Yeet Chance.
Right?
Who is it? It's got to be Jade. You just had Bianca.
No way. It's going to be a dude. Carmelo Hayes. Wow. Early. These guys
surprising though, because I mean he had just signed, so it's interesting of like we had questioned before of, well, if guys that had just signed, like you just signed a contract and now you're instantly going to be in the draft pool. All right, that's a little fucked.
Listen, I'm a little surprised, and people are going to point out there's some other names out there that are probably bigger or better or whatever. Partly why Triple H gave the preamble he did, but I like that they're mixing it up. I've been surprised by 3. I don't know if it's good or bad, but I'm surprised.
Yeah, but are you surprised that they're doing this many in a row?
Fuck. Yeah, no, they explain how they're doing it 4 at a time.
But there's only like 8 picks.
No, there's 16.
Oh.
Seth Rollins to Raw.
So no one has left Raw, but they have also not gained anyone.
Same thing with SmackDown. Both people were technically, in my eyes, SmackDown.
Valid. Okay. So then what the fuck?
Seth Franklin. So round 1, 4 picks each round, for a total of 16 tonight. So there you go. There you go. There you go. Here comes him.
Interessante. Instantly, we get Carmelo Hayes.
Carmelo in the house.
And is that, though, kind of strapping a rocket to that kid?
Yeah.
You are literally in the top 4 in the WWE draft. Whether it's gimmick, kayfabe, however you want to fucking shake a stick at it. Yeah. You're one of the first 4 names mentioned.
Oh, yeah, you're definitely putting it on notice that this is a guy. Like, this is what you do when you bring in talent and you want to make the new home feel like they belong, that they're going to be something different, something special. So you make him look like a badass. There he's on stage right now, standing by Cody, talking to Cody. Uh-oh, Mello don't miss.
Oh, funny how that works.
I like it.
Because
you make him feel like a superstar right away.
You've said it enough, but I also don't. I'm going to just say it. It's amazing how even the guy who's not the champion, you make him feel like a superstar versus some other 3 letters to where you make your champion not feel like a superstar. And I know the superstar term's fucking overused and antiquated and outdated.
But Triple H understands the company is built on multiple superstars, multiple big names. Up and down the card needs to resonate with the fans. Everything's got to mean something. And this is, look, Cody answering him back. This is great for Carmelo.
Right.
Are they going to wrestle tonight? What have I
forgot my gear? So are we going to get Cody Rhodes versus Carmelo Hayes tonight?
There we go. I like it. I like it.
Wow.
And you know what? You almost have an opportunity where I get that heat I want from AJ here. No man loses. Carmelo doesn't lose. Cody doesn't lose. AJ fucks it all up. But after a really good match.
Dangerous game you play, sir. I would have just let him fucking cook. Just
let him cook. Let him. Okay.
Just I don't need some fucking extra, seasoning thrown in, some last minute, some raisins or anything like that thrown in to my, fucking
okay.
simmer saute here.
All right. But ladies and gentlemen, here is what's happened so far.
Oh.
So this is what we got, Nick.
There we go. I will click off the whoop that trick on them.
Get out of the way.
See. Pipe down in front.
Very surprising first couple picks, I would say.
Yes, surprising that they're the first picks. I would say that. Surprising that they went where they went. I would not say.
Okay. Yeah, no, fair enough. Do you think this is an attempt to cement Jey Uso as like main event Jey, like another feather in his cap to say, yeah, you know what? He is that guy. He can be that guy. He went before Seth.
Are you building up that guy so he beats that other guy and then he is really that guy?
Maybe. I said it
the first pick for the WWE draft for Monday Night Raw is your guy that's challenging for the world title.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe making him that guy.
Well, and do you also not think that WWE seems to be smart enough that if you can't draft the champion, do you draft his number 1 contender? Right? Like, I mean,
valid. Yeah, valid.
And again, I love it. I think they're doing a good job. Bianca Belair, the official number 1 pick of the 2024 draft. Epic.
But wait, they don't like women's wrestling, right?
They don't highlight their women.
Right. Literally, first pick of the first draft. What?
Right. So, yeah, that's your 2 picks. Folks, let us know out there. How do you feel about the first couple from each side? I mean, I know we didn't talk much about Seth. We spent a lot of time on the other three, but we kind of knew Seth wasn't. I didn't think Seth would go to SmackDown. And we all know
he's out there waiting in the wings, and still allegedly he might have a contract coming up here. Whoa,
he might.
Looked like we were having Anthony coming up here.
Yeah, we have a special guest. Up next, TK here to tell us all about his.
To let us know how he feels. Which does he prefer, Pepsi or Coke?
No shit.
He could have said either one, and actually had it been a good answer. He says Pepsi. Well, Phil Brooks would like to talk to you, and he says Coke, and then just that's what you've been on this whole time, TK. So we figured that.
It's crazy, man. But we are in our first commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. And right now we got about just under 90 people. If you are out there watching us, take this link, drop it down to your friends. Let everyone know we are live. We are looking for triple digits in this chat tonight. Plus, we got lots going on. We already passed 133 likes on the stream tonight. So thank you for that. Let's see if we can get that to 150. Being greedy. I know. But we are back tomorrow night, Nick. We are going to be here for Collision and Rampage starting a little bit later. So we might have a bit of a runway here. Immediately after the NBA, we will get the start of Collision. So we could have a really short pre-show or a really long pre-show.
Well, and it's super interesting to me. And I feel like that's part of this of how do you feel that they're relying on the lead-in from the NBA to where we're going to get in Swerve's, celebration for his, championship win and everything. So you're relying on other people bringing in viewership to your show than you brought viewership to your fucking show.
Right. Well, to me, I can sum this up very short. Everything from the surveillance footage to this, simply put, Nick, it's bullshit.
It's a cornucopia of clusterfuck.
It is outright. By the way, we got the start of Lawo on Lawo action as Legato taking on Dragon Lee and Ray. So the mask against the non-mask.
Yes, we're out here like Rob Black just saying whoa on whoa. Whoa. That was like whoa. Like whoa.
I love that, Jim. Cody versus Carmelo. Yes, we are getting that tonight. Can
tell who's a hip-hop head out here, though. As Dragon Lee. So we've got the Luchadors. So don't worry, you don't have to watch Triple Mania this weekend. You've got already Dragon Lee and Ronald Mysterious taking on Humberto and Garza here. So we've got Los Lotharios, Los Lobos, How Far Is Heaven taking on El Luchadoro.
Lawo for the win. Fair enough. By the way, we take a prediction on every single match and a rating out of 10 at the end of the night, so make sure you stick around. We want... Oh, nice move by Angel. That was smooth. Dragon Lee to the outside as Humberto trips him up in the middle rope.
Right.
That was cheeky. I liked it.
As we go right back to a commercial.
It's one thing I still have a pet peeve with. They go to commercial too early in matches.
I think
Rob
it's more
Black
just a weird
Black Rob.
Yeah. No, not Rob Black, but Black Rob. Rob Black's a piece.
Ray and Dragon Lee get the win. AEW 96, 98.
97.
Context.
I just started instantly going thinking into the Drake, got this shit going back to talking about this Bulls in 96, 97.
Bloodline going to Raw. Listen, I do think that Raw might scoop up some people we don't expect, but I do think the bulk of the Bloodline and The Rock and even Roman are all going to end up on Netflix. I think that's part of this.
We talked about this, and it was funny because we kind of cracked the code of, I think Anthony was drafted that way initially when we were doing ours and everything. Very much, it's going to be interesting to see where these rosters are going to be based on Raw's going to Netflix. We know that's happening, and that's I think the first move out of all the shows. NXT is going to CW. SmackDown is going to USA. So it's going to be really interesting how you're setting up for once you make that transition, because I think that's where we're really setting this up for. We're not setting this up for the next 2 months. We're setting this up for the next 5-6 months when we start switching channels and everything.
Right. Yeah, no, this is long-term booking, long-term focus, and I think it will have a big impact on how we see this work out. And I mean, Cody just feels right to be the champion on the USA Network. It just sounds like it all
America. Yeah, coming again to save the motherfucking day. Yeah.
Gunther and Ilya to SmackDown. Though 2 of my picks, I took them early. Gunther 2, Ilya 3. So we'll see. I mean, Gunther and Ilya to SmackDown, it could happen.
Could happen. But that's the thing, is that's what's so great about any sort of draft, whether it be NFL draft, WWE draft, even the draft we did last night, is you never know what's going to happen. We literally, like, Anthony's sniping people in, the 9th and 10th rounds and everything. You sat there and developed the whole Uncle Howdy, spooky sportatorium there going on.
It was a theme to my show.
Right. Yeah. But that's the thing, is all it takes is, theoretically one chess piece to fall the wrong way,
right,
and it topples the whole strategy.
I was going to bring back the straight edge society and everything. Come on now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Serena D, where are you?
You didn't even draft again, Good Brothers.
Oh, I could have took Look. I'll pick him up as a free agent. I got Punk. But we are back to the action. Sunset Bomb. Carlito at ringside, by the way. Somebody said they were...
Sorry?
We'll get to that one second. Somebody said they're tired of this feud. Nick, I'm kind of tired of it too. I kind of wanted Santos to move on to cooler shit.
I feel like peripherally, this feud has been going on since Dom faced Ray.
It's been going on for a hot minute. You're not wrong.
Right. It feels like that same type of length. It feels like when that one ended, this one started, or vice versa here. Like, it's just, God damn, this is taking a while. And surprisingly, Carlito hasn't turned.
Yeah, I think it got a little bit delayed, but yeah, I'm fully still waiting for this Carlito turn. He clearly beat up Dragon Lee. We got to pay that off at some point. And there's the win on the Selena Del Sol.
No. It was, I don't even know what to try and call it, but it was, it pretty much ended with a 1916.
The up and over reverse DDT.
Yeah.
Heel team for the win. Wrong. What are the odds Andrade being drafted to SmackDown and joining the Lawo and reunite? I would be okay with that. Really would. But here comes Santo and Elektra Lopez.
Bro, this looks like fucking GTA 5.
It does. You're not wrong. End of the brand split. Let's go. Already? The House of Horrors roster for NXT last night.
Yeah. The hot topic. Burn down, right? The hot topic.
Right? I got the hot topic manager. I picked a hot topic roster.
Right.
I was hoping Jay and Cody would be on the same brand.
No.
Jay might beat Damian.
Valid. And I also think we need to separate the bloodline connection from Cody. We need to get off the...
Yo. Surveillance footage of a fight backstage. Yes!
Oh, so it's showing Carlito taking out Dragon Lee.
I spit in the face of surveillance footage.
I spit in the face of people who want to show CCTV.
It's CM Punk all over again. What are we going to do?
He did more shit in that footage than Punk did in that footage they showed.
Help!
But this is what we even
There it is. He turns.
There we go. But even when this moment happened, we said this is the Carlito. Like, Carlito fucking clearly took him out. He's the first one on scene.
Yeah, 100%. We got the backstabber, very fitting. And
yeah, but he's not even aligning with anybody. He's like, I'm just running off.
I might not like you. I'm just mad at them.
Right. That's so weird. Like, it wasn't like I turned to join them. It's like I just, well, fuck you guys, I'm out, and then just runs off.
Just join them. Why do we got to complicate shit? Just join them. Oh, here we go. We're back to the war rooms. Who else are in these war rooms? Teddy JBL's
All
there.
this.
Tori Wilson.
Woman in the polka dots. There's a couple of people that won't even
Tori
put their
Wilson,
face in
bro.
the screen. Well, we've also got Devon and JBL in the Raw one.
Bully.
Bully's in the SmackDown one.
Yes.
We're talking about now Speed on Twitter from WWE, not from TK.
Taking on JD.
No, that one just happened.
Oh.
I believe.
But ladies and gentlemen, who else did you guys see in the war rooms? Let us know. There was a lady, I think, in yellow polka dot shirt. Not sure who it was. Didn't see the face.
Dusty Rhodes, baby. That's who it was. It was the reincarnation of Dusty Rhodes. It's hard times out here when you got to make draft choices out here on a Friday night.
Carlito heel turn. That is not cool, says Carlito. Heel turn. WWE showing security footage. I love it. I said I wanted CM Punk and Drew McIntyre to use security footage in their storyline. Like, folks, backstage, this is what happened last week, and they go to video of CM Punk and Drew McIntyre having it out at Gorilla.
But is it almost more of showing that your punches land on nothing and are nothing but deafening and echoing failure of to where the one that you're trying to land a punch on won't even acknowledge that you hit them?
It's literally like the hand on the forehead, Nick. It's literally like the little guy's just swinging at air.
I'm going to keep doing this, and if you just so happen to get hit.
Right. But yeah, the hand on the forehead, and Tony's just digging into dirt. And again, I think because he doesn't know any better, because, you know, he's got a twisted view of life and again, not saying he's not a nice guy, but he's clearly, I mean, again, he's got all like everything at his fingertips. How do you not have a warped sense of reality? And he thinks he's doing wonderful. He really, really does.
And he's just, I really wish I could just shake him and just be like, there's so much more you could be doing better. And so much. That's the thing is, though, if they actually listened to now at this point, the vocal majority of things that you could be doing better of, and not saying you need to be literally just WWE with an A in front of it. I guess Hachu. But that if you actually just listened to, you know, people say, like, people's actual opinions, and especially guys like us who watch it live, watch all the shit, want to like everything.
Yeah.
Instead of viewing it as, oh, you just hate it. Oh, you're wrong. You hate it. Just anything. They're fucking. If he wants to say that HWTK is the Donald Trump of fucking pro wrestling, of just literally wants to fucking refuse that anyone could actually have anything negative to say about him.
That's not a bad shout. I'll accept that. But I mean, at the end of the day, again, it's just the delusions. And again, he had the right idea. It's just like that one step too far every fucking time of like, you were on to something, but you blew it.
And just sitting there smiling of like, did I do good? You laughed at my joke, right?
Right.
Like I said, he is there. It literally, we, instead of step brothers, we're gonna get AW step cousins out here. We're gonna get, you know, we've got TK that's gonna be played by Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly at the same time. And then, you know, you've got the Jacksons, you've got the Cucamonga kids, all of that. You've got Colt Cabana, which that story's randomly gotten fucking traction again. Recently today I saw, which is just dumb. That's the thing is, why do we need to keep bringing up old shit
just
with AW?
Yeah, just go put on a good show. You have the best roster in the world, according to you. Go put on a good show. Fucking let all the other bullshit go. Stop wasting everyone's time. Go use that roster you have and put on a good show. Simple. One job.
Stop telling me how much you don't like your ex.
Woof. Here comes Braun Breaker with some spider math on his gear.
Yeah.
Who's in the ring about to get jobbed hard?
I was gonna say, well, they got the little SmackDown title plate with them here, so I know he was signed, but so technically he's still SmackDown unless he gets drafted somewhere else.
You ready for a 6 seconds? 6 seconds. Oh, it's Cedric. Okay, 3 minutes.
Did someone say 3 minutes?
Right.
This is gonna be an WWE Speed Twitter match right now.
Right.
Under
and there
3
it
minutes.
It's over.
Over under. What do we hear now? Here, what I hear now? 5, 6, is it?
20 seconds. 20 seconds. Poor Cedric. Poor Cedric.
My guy.
What?
To go from the Hurt Business though to like 20-second pins. Like I just, like you said, I feel bad for Cedric.
Kinda, but we got a glitch. We got a glitch.
Right.
We got a glitch.
Twitterverse, do your thing.
It looked like a clock or
it looked like a still frame of an image here. So let me try and Google's.
All right, we got a glitch. Remember, Uncle Howdy drafted NXT last night.
Well, for those who didn't watch the video, we had technical clarification that he did not draft Uncle Howdy. He drafted Bo Dallas.
Facts.
It's like drafting Bruce Banner instead of drafting the Hulk.
And again, I'll be honest, I'm not that sad about it. Like right now, we're building up Braun Breaker as a future world champion. Sorry, Sadie, we need 30 seconds solid out of you, buddy. And he gave us a good 30 seconds. And sometimes it's all you got, boys. But he definitely, showed out for those 30 seconds. But you're building up Braun. And listen, they're working on Cedric. I think they're trying to figure something out with the tag team with Adonis. But yeah, I really don't care. We can't cry about everybody that's not.
Oh yeah.
No, and I'm not saying
no one was out there, pouring their hearts out for Cedric until he got set there and smashed in 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Again, what do you got?
No, I'm trying to. So it looks. The image, I can send it to you actually here real quick. If I can figure out how to do this on my desktop, but so it looks like a Christmas ornament on like an actual Christmas tree and everything. It just says "Remember who you are" and like really.
See, that to me is the Alexa tease. I don't know why. I feel like that's the Alexa tease.
She would have been on SmackDown according to my
right. 15.7 seconds. That's it.
There we go. Here, I'm about to send it to you, so potentially you can show it to the peoples.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think they'll draft Rhea. I think they'll do the same with Rhea that they're doing with Roman. It's just they kind of get overlooked.
Yeah, well, I've heard she's pretty much staying on Raw.
Yeah.
Hey, Timmy!
It's Divvy time! Match flu.
Oh, sorry, my watch isn't set to Tiffy time, says Zelda.
Tiffy Bailey setting up a triple threat. Oh no, they're gonna do a number 1 contenders match.
Ding dong. So but I really like this now. This women's scene on SmackDown of Naomi, Tiffy, Bailey. You've got a nice little kind of trio, and you can add, and well, now we've got Bianca getting added into this. So all we're missing is a Jade Cargill, and goddamn.
Hey, Michelle McCool.
What?
Michelle McCool. Did I get ahead of you?
Know when I get there.
Yeah,
now I've got her.
Do you now?
Bro, she's out here looking like, bitch, I'm a dog.
And Tori Wilson.
She borrowing straight from the Seth Rollins wardrobe here, I feel with that giant flower in the chest.
TK must think we're all dummies. He does. He thinks him and his people are smarter than everybody. And not to go back down this road, and we didn't talk about it at all tonight. We are on a commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get more draft picks coming up. But, dude, 680,000 people, and I don't give a fuck. He brings up the ratings. That's why we talk about the ratings. So you can't use them in your advantage. And then when they start going bad, he said recently, it's not just, our TV ratings that tell our success, but what Time Warner Brothers, considers as well. But let's be real, bro. They're bringing in NXT numbers. They're bringing
absolutely. That's the thing is you started off with at one point averaging close to 1 million and all of that, and now we're averaging close to NXT numbers. The one that you thought was, you put this against us and everything. We'll wipe the floor with them. It's so tone deaf. And I guess apropos with it being Tony Khan, that it's so tone deaf. But yeah, just fucking stop worrying about everyone else around you and focus on, like, if you see your shit going down, stop worrying trying to still fight with other people, because guess what? That's clearly a losing battle. So focus on your shit. Focus in-house.
Yeah. Just focus. You're good. You're good. Like, and again, I think maybe he thinks generating this type of, again, the idea that, no press is bad press, controversy sells, but there's a line, bro, where you enter and people just tune you out. Even your own people tune you out. You end up standing there just fucking with your dick in your hand, not knowing what to say to anybody.
But there's the difference though, is you're doing controversy sells and all of that when you've already thinned down and whittled down your niche audience. It wasn't you were drawing in this huge number of casual fans and then they started to dissipate because, controversy sells, etc. and everything. Or Christ, of putting the championship on David Arquette or anything like that, to, go the same way about it.
Yeah, but I mean, again, it's that old Russo kind of play of, you can take it too far where you don't come back from the water.
Absolutely, but that's what I'm saying. Your viewership was already at 700 and all of that, and then now you're still whittling
it. Yeah, but here come the next round of picks. Why is it necessary? It's not necessary, but Tori Wilson and Michelle McCool are here, and I'm happy about it. That's what would you prefer? Like, who gives a shit? Bring in celebs. Well,
Christ, it's like the NFL draft, to where you sit there and bring back an old, Hall of Famer from the team or whatever to announce, with the 34th pick, the Indianapolis Colts select.
It just spruces it up a little.
Well, and it's a way to get a Legends pop without them having to come out and do some shit in the ring and everything.
Randy Orton stays on. That is wicked, because I want Cody Randy.
Rando Keith.
So Randy Orton going to SmackDown. Yeah, why do we got to foo-foo things like this, real? Nothing but love, bro. But I think, again, just be happy that they're doing it. Like, I feel like we question everything. You're getting sprinkles on your Sunday. Be happy.
Oh, I'm getting sprinkles and a Sunday. I'm getting sprinkles and a Sunday on a Friday, my guy. I'm double happy.
Braun Breaker
drafted to Monday Night Raw. That's your biggest shift so far of the draft.
Just saw him dominate Cedric. I like it. Comes out, wins a squash match. The other team goes, let's take him.
But he also just signed a contract with SmackDown. So that contract means nothing.
Hey, that's them the breaks. Them's
the breaks. Them the Braun Breakers.
Right? You should have signed them in December.
Right, as we see the draft room celebrating.
I think that's Lita.
She won't turn her face to the fucking cam, so I think it's just body double.
SmackDown selects Nia Jax to SmackDown.
Bloodline joins.
She joins the Bloodline. Let's fucking go. Nia versus Solo next week on Raw.
No, well, you got Wade Barrett up there saying she leaves carnage everywhere she goes. You get her and Solo.
Liv Morgan to Raw. Staying put.
Well, that was obvious.
Yeah, I didn't think she was going anywhere. She's going to win the title. She's going to beat Becky for the title, folks.
But is it so interesting that the only transitions we've seen so far is Braun Breaker to Raw and Nia Jax to SmackDown?
Yeah, remember, I think that's part of what Triple H talked about tonight, was protecting your own roster. That was something that he spoke about to open the draft tonight, was it's not just about who you get, it's about who you keep.
Well, you'll still keep me, but I'll be back in a second, sir.
There you go. There you go. Nick taking a pause for the cause, catching his breath as the draft rolls on, folks. There you are looking at the 2 rounds we've had so far, 4 picks. Each show, Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Liv Morgan will be taking on will not be taking on. Now SmackDown getting Bianca Belair, Carmelo Hayes, RKO, Nia Jax, as we get a replay from last week of what KO went through, a bloody mess of KO. MFT. Does that stand for My Family Tree? What is this? But yeah, that's the draft pick so far. But I will ask everyone out there, a lot of talk about MFT. Apparently they got a copyright for MFT. Am I just missing the plot here? The only thing I came up with was My Family Tree. I don't know, guys. I'm guessing. But what do you guys got? My favorite Tonga. Nia wins title off Bayley. Could definitely have a good rivalry with Bayley for sure. Again, I like Nia Jax. I think she's a good heel. You got a babyface champion, so definitely running, having them kind of go at it, for a lack of a better term. I could have done better. But yeah, no, you definitely have that opportunity to have them rival each other for sure. Is probably Jacob. Oh, would they let him stay Jacob Fatu? Or is he going to come in as something else? Oh, we got Paul Heyman and apologize for not opening the door. So we have a very subservient Jacob Fatu. Are you sure it's not My Family Tree? No, maybe. I got you, Daniel. Oh, yeah, I do like sprinkles. All right, we got Boss Solo is killing me. You're adding new members. Oh. Tomatonga. So Paul Heyman, guys and girls, is literally talking about, oh shit, KO in the house looking for revenge all over Tonga. Push Solo out of the way. Paul saw it coming. So Paul explains that you keep introducing members of the bloodline, new members, and they are potentially getting drafted. So almost an explanation of if they do have Jacob Fatu in the ranks, then why we haven't hold them off. Don't bring them yet because you could get separated. Before they could finish the conversation, which I think part of the conversation is wise man, make sure that doesn't happen. But Kevin Owens going after it. So I like this. If we're going to get Tama Tonga and Kevin Owens one-on-one, I'm okay with it. Well, we do go back to commercial break. I will take a second to remind everybody out there, we are back at it tomorrow night. Be there. Don't miss out. We got a members-only stream coming up, so make sure you become a member, get our exclusive content that we're now working on. We got more interviews coming your way. 3 hours of AEW tomorrow night, so lots to talk about. I'm sure there's going to be lots more TK talk and neck brace talk. But just to remind everybody out there, this is how the draft has gone so far tonight. Let me know. Let me know. How do you feel about it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? What are we doing? I think personally for me, I like the draft. I'm a little surprised, but I know the pools are playing a factor. There's a couple things I might have tweaked in this, but overall, at least most of the picks they've made so far tonight, I've legitimately been like, oh, okay. Didn't expect it. So I'll give them credit that way. But do you feel like maybe they've gone too far that way? Is there too many picks that are like, you could have probably went later? But again, if you look at it, there looks to be a rhyme and a reason. Jey Uso going high in the draft, build him up as the number one contender. You have Liv, who's going to be a women's champion sooner than later. She looks good going high on the graph. There seems like there's a method to the madness, folks. What do you guys think? What do you guys think out there? Multitasking. All right, Solo speaks. Solo is become the Don. Solo sitting at the head of this table. Solo is definitely bringing a whole new vibe, a whole new energy. I like it. I think it's solid. Let me know in that chat. How do you feel about Solo? We saw it start last week. It continues this week. It looks like we're going to get Kevin Owens and Tama, if not, and Solo at some point. Part-time Roman, ? Removed himself from the draft. He didn't want to hog that number one spot. I like it. Kevin Owens is out for blood. Facts. Captain KO, let's go. As we head back to the Heritage Bank Center, AJ Paul Heyman. Interesting. Like, is working together? It wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt AJ at all. Back to NXT. Who? What? When? Where? Why? Solo Suge Knight. That's it. But there you go. There you go. KO is going to show up for a fight any night. Dom needs to be with Liv. A lot of people's, like I said, when we did our fantasy draft last night, I wanted Dom and Liv. That was my hope. Nick scooped up Dom on me. But yeah, I think Dom needs a new mommy. And if it's not going to be Liv, it should be Nia Jax. Money freelance trader. Okay. Right. And here comes Bianca. Tama Tonga debut at Backlash. Yeah, I'd give us Tama Tonga KO at Backlash, and that's when you introduce the next new member of the bloodline in France. If that next new member is allowed to go to France, I don't know. Do you think we'll ever get a First Blood match again? Quite possibly, Casey, especially with it being with Netflix. Maybe not on the USA Network, maybe not on a pay-per-view, or the pay-per-view that is on Netflix. Maybe a payoff one time. It would be very rare, but I think with kind of the changing of times, we saw Kevin Owens bleeding everywhere. It's possible. They even showed the replay. Someone pointed out, even the replay wasn't in black and white. There you go, Real. I like it. I'm gonna give you a star for that one. There you go. Bianca absolutely fire like always. She out here letting us know. Talking about Jade. So tag titles in the future for Belair and Jade. Someone run out and shoot Bianca's head. Hair whip. Gotta go. It's illegal. It's a weapon. I say Jacob shows up at Backlash. That's exactly it, Dale. I'm with you, buddy. I really, really could see that's how it played out. Set up Tama, KO, Backlash. Oh, we got company as the Kabuki Warriors. So, yeah, we're setting up 2/3 of Destiny's Child. Gonna take on the Kabuki Warriors. Backlash? Question mark? Kabuki. I don't want to see the Kabuki Warriors lose yet. I like them. Now we're going to get the Jade entrance. Here we go. There's a storm coming. Jade in the house. Did he just say? Did I hear that correctly from from Wade Barrett? Did you say she's that bitch? Did I mishear that? Okay, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you, odds. Like, I see why you're doing this. Oh, wait, look. Tama Tonga and KO come fighting through. We get the moment with the women's tag champs, and the action rolls on. I love it. I love it. Mandy Rose, let's go. Bedlam and Mayhem. Can someone confirm? Did I hear Wade Barrett correctly? Solo in to help Tama. And the boos. Does someone come out to help KO? A storm is a-coming. Here come the refs. Uh-oh. Shane Helms in the ring. Oh, we're getting bumps. The bloodline. Now remember, Pierce said, do not mess with my draft. And here they are, not listening. And ladies and gentlemen, when you sign somebody and you want to... Here comes Randy Orton. Let's go. Randy ready to wrestle too. Randy Orton coming to the save. Ladies and gentlemen. Randy taking out Tama. Oh. Goes for the RKO. Solo says not today and rolls out. Interesting. Jamie Noble getting a hold of Randy Orton here. Big Randy Chance in the building. I still think it's My Family Tree, but I have no idea. I've been playing all day in my head of MF. What does it mean? I heard Cornette talking about it. RKO. Give us this. Would it be a tag match at Backlash? Would you prefer the one-on-one, Tonga versus KO, or are you good with RKKO? Interesting. Rated KO. Wait, that doesn't work. Here comes Bully. I like they're doing this. I like that they're doing this. Speaking of returning, speaking of bullies. No,
do you know who I am?
Yeah. And there's Devon. So a lot of people.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Right? A lot of people wanted, we joked a lot about could the Dudleys be in the tag match in Philly? We get that moment, but here we get the Dudleys on the draft 2 weeks later.
Well, and I don't know if you heard as we go to commercial break to where Bully was out there talking about when he was the special guest referee and everything. And even when he was walking down the ramp, he's like, that was the most genuine smile I've ever had on my face.
Yeah.
Because I just went black of just,
yeah.
Holy shit.
That's amazing.
I'm at WrestleMania in Philadelphia, 72 odd some odd thousand people, and I don't have to wrestle.
Yeah, okay. I don't have to work. I just have to have fun. Here we go.
I just get to enjoy this. You can have that.
Right. I kind of want to see a singles match, KO versus Tama. We were talking about this while you were on your pause. The potential of Tama Tonga versus KO at Backlash, where you would potentially introduce a Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, but he can't get there.
I don't. I wasn't sure. I don't know if I wasn't
I'm
sure.
pretty positive.
I wasn't.
would put money on this man is not allowed outside the U.S.
TKO, the big company, pull some strings. Slip a little
You
dash.
gotta pull a lot of strings.
We let the Usos back into Canada. Come on.
Y'all are just peaceful. Y'all just like sorry. I didn't mean to have you to ban you. Sorry.
Right. But now the potential of Randy Orton KO versus Solo and Tama.
Oh, I like it and I don't like it at the same time because I like it because it'll be a great match. I don't like it because you know who's going to lose.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you should.
I don't like, honestly, respectfully, Kevin Owens, I'd rather see him lose straight up to Tama Tonga than see Randy lose, period, right now. Like, Randy's a guy, he could turn at any moment and sit there and you could get a Cody versus Randy feud.
I really kind of want a Cody versus Randy feud. So you got a very good point there. And again, if you can get like the segment between Paul Heyman and Solo basically gave that like what Heyman reminding him, like, if you keep introducing people, they can draft them. Like, hold your horses. So no Jacob kind of idea, right? Like, do not bring anyone else until next week.
Yeah, keep the rounds in the chamber because, you know, if you sit there and let everybody know what rounds you got, they're going to take them.
There you go. Beer money. Thank you so much for the super chat, Roddy. But beer money. Yeah.
I was going to say, he's sending us $10 worth of beer money. 100%. But
is that, yeah.
I guess I'm the opposite. I'm the opposite coin of how much you liked, you know, Bobby Roode and everything like that, and you still want your glorious. I want James Storm to at least get a run in WWE, at least something. I was always a big James Storm fan, even when he was out there with Wildcat Chris Harris and everything.
Yeah, I like it. I wonder if his opportunity has passed.
Well, shit, he gave it up. So Bobby Roode, there would be no Bobby Roode in NXT if it wasn't for James Storm saying, "No, I don't think this is for me."
That was the best shit. James Storm is here. James Storm has left.
Like, all right.
Yeah, he wasn't happy.
Elvis has entered and left the building at the same time. He Abe Simpson himself out of NXT.
Here come the Dudleys.
Now, interestingly enough, which theme do you associate with the Dudleys? Because to me, it's always get up, get up, drop the bombshell.
I think that's my favorite one for sure.
It's not the TNA. Get down.
It was the Dudleys in the house. And you're right, Bully can't get that shitting grin right off his face. And if you guys haven't heard, like, Bully sat down with Eric, and I thought they had a wicked conversation.
It's so interesting now to see guys like a Bully Ray, especially, of really find their own outside of pro wrestling, because, like, he's the guy that I would consistently listen to when it comes to talking about pro wrestling, because he's been under all the learning trees. He's literally been in every promotion. He's been an in-ring performer. He was everything that he was doing in ECW to where he was pretty much backstage, front of the stage, all the way. Go ahead.
Sorry, Nick. Look, the Dudleys break out the glasses. The reading
Let's
glasses.
Go. No frames, but now does Bubba Ray come out here with the first round pick?
There you go. LA Knight staying on SmackDown.
Yeah. Bro, they were so happy to just have that moment together. LA Knight and Devon. Yeah.
Right.
SmackDown. Oh, my brother, testify.
Yeah. So this has definitely been, for the most part, more about conserving than gaining.
which is very interesting.
Ricochet stays on Raw.
Yeah, shit. Why did I think he was on SmackDown?
Right?
But that's a bit of a steal, and especially be taken here of you're putting some pomp and some circumstance behind him being on your roster.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a good move. Like we said with even what they're trying to do with Liv and Jey Uso. I think this fits into that category of a very sensible pick as far as trying to
Right.
help somebody stock through the draft. By the way, why don't
And
we
the bloodline is staying on Friday Night SmackDown.
I'm a little surprised. I'm a little surprised.
Acknowledge me.
Acknowledge me.
I think I'm surprised with you. I'm assuming it's because of they're going to do some TV 14 shit, and you're going to still have it on USA Network. You're going to have car crashes and people busted open, and you're going to have carnage and chaos. Sheamus staying on Monday Night Raw.
Sheamus.
Wade, why are you like amping up Raw's picks when you work for SmackDown?
Okay.
So LA Knight, Ricochet, the Bloodline, aka Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga with Paul Heyman and Sheamus. So I feel like a good chunk of what I drafted last night just all went in that round right there.
Right. As Tiffy
Hey,
comes
Tiffany's
out
here. She's checking Bowie's watch for it being Tiffy time. Let's go.
Girl's a star. What can I say?
But it is impressive though. She went from NXT Women's Champion to out the goddamn gate, star level, top tier main event quality.
Yeah. She figured it out.
Now, granted, she lost my daddy, that whole,
Yes.
Daddy Warbucks bullshit. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is how the draft is shaken out right now. One more round to go tonight. Two more names. Again, Sheamus, we just saw. Not a lot of surprises. A lot of people, the managers so far kind of sticking with their own. As we're getting the rubber match between Naomi and Tiffy.
Yeah, Tiffy wins. But the only team that's really moved, or the only people that have really moved so far, is Braun and Nia.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious with the chat. We got about 100 people with us right now. What do you guys think? How are you feeling about this draft? It's only night one, but are you enjoying it? Or do you like the picks? Do you like that it feels different? It's not just the usual suspects at the top. Also, who are you taking between Naomi and Tiffy? I'm taking nobody. I feel like this is a triple threat at Backlash. This match will turn into, they'll bump Bailey on the outside. And next thing we know, we got a three-way.
I think very much could happen. I think Tiffany might win to force that hand of it being a triple threat. But yeah, is it interesting though that with this draft, I feel arguably the free agents is going to be the biggest, where do they end up? Because I feel that's where you're going to see NXT grab some people. You're going to see SmackDown Raw. Like this is more of, like you said, we're going to make sure who we've got is where we've got them. And then we'll let the rest of it fall where it may.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, we got to figure out where to go with it.
You're solidifying who you want versus like most drafts you tend to, your roster is already established and now you're adding on top of it. This has been, we're going to make sure we don't lose anybody. And then we'll add on once this is all done.
100%, 100%. As Naomi going up to the top, folks.
If you got Tiffy time, we got problems. If you don't have Tiffy time, we got problems.
Right.
Not you. I'm just saying everybody.
Saying anybody.
Right. Anybody can get it. Naomi out here looking like Lisa. Whoa, no. Naomi for the win. I'm feeling the glow, says Christian. Daniel, no, it's just Daniel's just salty about everything, I guess. He was just randomly going off about it's just lazy booking somehow.
Okay.
I don't even know what he was talking about.
Okay.
Bradley's saying, I believe they're saving the big shakeup for Raw.
Not good. Hey, we got 2 nights of the show. And again, night 2 was better than night 1 of WrestleMania.
Right. Well, as we've got, bro, why OTM is so much in this Snickers commercial?
Yeah. There's a lot going
There's a lot going on right now in the Snickers commercial.
I made my mama's roast. It's so silly.
Confused. Yeah, because he was confused as to what roast we were talking about, as he was just roasting OTM. So Montez Ford out there doing what we do every Tuesday.
Surprised not more NXT talent has moved tonight?
Yeah, could they in the last 2 picks for each brand move? And again, we literally just were clicking on the comment of, especially with Monday Night Raw being 3 hours and it's not going head to head with the NFL draft, because that's what people say is, the big drawbacks on ratings and why you do things is because you go head to head with things, even if they aren't relevant or not.
Right.
I'm waiting for people to quote they went to head with, fucking QVC and shit. But
absolutely,
I could see over 3 hours, and especially on, like, say, a Monday Night Raw, where you might get a bigger shakeup amongst the roster. And especially, I think a lot of the people from NXT are going to Monday Night Raw because you've got 3 hours you got to fill.
Right. Bloodline staying on SmackDown. I'm really surprised with this pick too.
I feel like it was kind of as is seen as foretold here. I feel like they've kind of SmackDown's been the Bloodline show, so why, fuck with it. I mean, outside of the, like we've talked about with the Netflix thing, of they're gonna go more TV 14.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
Very interesting for me. I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely. So KJ is going to take a pause for the cause, as I'm in commercial break right now. So let me know how you're feeling so far on the first night of the WWE Draft, as we've got a little over a half hour left on the show, as I'm back in action of Tiffany Stratton and Naomi. Is clearly I'm going Tiffy time here. Triple threat backlash, Bayley versus Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton. I still think we're setting up with that. Even if Tiffany wins, and well, I'll say when she wins here, I think we might even have more of a cause for that to happen here. Daniel, no, okay, you can be mad at us saying that you were salty. We just had no idea what you were referencing or anything like that. So, I mean, you do you, boo-boo, but we didn't know what that point was in reference to. Nia versus Tiffany Stratton will be a squish match. Not a squash, but a squish. Well, so far we don't have that match happening here. And it'll be interesting to see if it does happen. Tonight's been very entertaining. And that's... So I will ask everybody this, as I see about 83 people kicking it with us. And again, let's see if we can get this to triple digits and everything like that. I don't know where we're at with likes on the stream. Let me refresh. So we're at 142 likes on the stream. We have passed 4.5k subscribers. So appreciate everybody. But let's see if we can get this to triple digits 100%. But how are we feeling with the show around the draft? Normally, when WWE does draft shows, as I like that they're even running through of like still available, pretty much like how you'll see the NFL do like best available picks and everything. Which I knew, by the way, anyone watching the NFL draft, who picked Cooper DeJean? And I want to know. As now Nia shows up and just takes out Bailey as Nia, your newest member of the SmackDown roster here. So interessante. Could you see almost an Alexa Bliss, Nia type team up of you get Nia and Tiffy team up together here as we end this in disqualification. So shit, Naomi's gonna win on disqualification. But that we've actually still got matches that are relevant, storylines that mean something, continuity, and something that really connects with you still throughout this whole show versus normally when they do the draft, it's really, you're having matches to determine who gets what draft pick is coming up next and everything. So Tiffany out here, even after the bell rings, is rolling in Naomi again and rolling in Bailey. Oh, she's going to set him up and she's going to hit a double prettiest moonsault ever again. So I really like this. Naomi, if you can fight back to do that, just fight back entirely. Just either sell it or don't. But so Tiffy's out here going to set up again. Prettiest moonsault ever. And she's 100% validated herself of why she needs to be in triple threat. Not saying she's got to win it. Not saying she's got to win it. But goddamn, if this is going from, my daddy gimmick to out here to where people are going at Mariah May because she wore pink and she has blonde hair and that's Tiffany Stratton's gimmick and all of that, I'm all the way for this. So we've got the Profits and BFAB backstage right now, and what they all look so confused right now. You have Dawkins out here with a reverse, Bengals jersey on and everything. Crisscross will make you jump. Joe Burrow make you jump. BFAB is out here looking the best she ever has. Right now, if I'm going on this, BFAB looks better and more serious than Mercedes Moné. And I'll go on record of saying that. Mercedes Moné looks trash right now to BFAB. And then Montez out here looking like he's hosting, a game show. He's hosting, Canadian Jeopardy, I feel. As we've got the douche canoes of Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. Oh, and Bobby just comes up behind him. I like this. So we're setting up, though. We're establishing the tag teams here and everything. So we're down the road. We're going to get the Street Profits versus Waller and Theory. As speaking of tag teams, we got a tag team. Oh, I thought we were having a tag team coming back, but we also got it's John O'Clock, motherfucker, and we also got Teddy Long out here in a tag team match. Player, holla, holla, holla.
False alarm.
Oh, I was gonna say you showed up a day late and $1 short here. I was out there all ready to set you up there.
Holla, let's
tag
go.
teams and holla, holla, hollas and all that.
So Nia Jax sets up going after Bailey.
Well, and it's interesting, and I posed this while you were on your pause as we're getting a merch commercial for WWE. What if you get Tiffany and Nia teamed up a little bit of like how you had Alexa and Nia of just Mean Girl Squad? Because you had, even after the bell rings, of Tiffany still technically lost the match, so boo-hoo, but she then rolls in Naomi, rolls in Bailey, hits the prettiest moonsault ever on both of them again, and just sits there and celebrates. So again, I think she's established herself as a top player already in this division.
Nia as Tiffy's heavy. Ooh, I know, separate entities. But yeah, no, I mean, Tiffany looks like an absolute star. She's absolutely killing it. I don't know what more we can say about Tiffany. And I mean, Nia instantly making her presence felt, pardon me, in the, on SmackDown. I think it's outstanding. I think it's very interesting.
And it sets up a depth to that women's division of it's not just kind of who's going to take on, Bailey, all of that, of kind of left blank there of now you've got kind of a row of challengers here.
Right. Winner goes one-on-one with The Undertaker. Tiffany again making a statement. Tag team KJ, whoop, there he went. Whoop.
I forgot I was muted when I was saying that because I was grabbing a snack.
Were you muted?
Yeah, I muted myself so I could grab a snack and everyone couldn't hear rappers crunching and everything like that. And then I started to talk and forgot I had muted myself.
Right.
Yeah.
The Buffalo Bills did not want to draft in the first round, so they took Keon Coleman.
That is the most, on a side note, as a Buffalo Bills fan, that was the most painful draft to watch. Well, as a sensible pro wrestling fan and a Buffalo Bills fan, is the most painful thing to watch because you watch Tony Khan in a neck brace, sell it, all sorts of terrible. And then we still didn't make a first round draft pick at all. We had the first pick in the second round, and our first trade was with the Kansas City Chiefs of all time, and they proceeded to pick the guy who broke the fucking 40 time for wide receivers and everything. So we do that, and they draft a wide receiver, and then we trade to the Carolina Panthers to get rid of the last spot or second to last spot, and they draft a wide receiver. Just fuck my life.
Yeah, hey, I'm a Leafs fan, so I get you. I get you, bro. But ladies and gentlemen, we are on commercial break. Up next is the last round, I believe, of picks tonight. So, I think it's the last round. But we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But yeah, we're rolling through. I will remind everybody we got more coming your way, but that's what we have so far, Nick.
Most people
we're back. Wait. We're back.
Karen Cross.
Shave your head.
He's hijacking the cameraman right now.
As AOP are taking out the New Catch Republic. I like this. So saith the Final Testament. I like all of this. I like all of that.
It's finally giving him something.
Bruce's weight just got bruised.
Well, did you see fucking why can't I think of his name? Paul Ellering out there with just holding on to just the vice grips for no reason. I was just like, he's gonna just,
it just looks
start
menacing.
pulling off that joints and everything.
Right?
No, it establishes, it gives them something because for the longest time they have had nothing.
Yeah, no, I like it. Like I said, I mean, it was emphatic, short, sweet.
Well, speaking of someone who's not going to be, he's short, but he won't. Well, he's short and sweet, but he'll talk a lot. Fucking.
Sorry, Nick.
Hey,
that's AJ Styles staying on SmackDown. Not
so
surprised.
For this man to just sit there and say, "We're going to have a tag team match, player." Holla, holla, holla.
Right.
But yeah, Teddy Long and JBL out here making the final picks in the first round here.
Wow, Alpha Academy goes staying on Raw. Well, they got Sammy's stories to tell. There you go. There you
Does it
go.
include Gable?
All of them. Gable, Otis.
Okay.
They got all of them. Maxine, Tozawa.
Yeah.
Draft is so boring.
As I say, your hiccup, so I wasn't sure if it was all of them. So the final SmackDown pick right now.
Andrade to SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen.
So the only person technically added to SmackDown was Nia Jax.
No, but Andrade's Raw.
Is he?
Yeah, 100%.
You could have fucking fooled me.
No, he's been on Raw.
And SmackDown.
A little bit.
Oh, so they are saying so Raw losing under. So you got two.
Kiana James, my girl. My girl, Kiana James to Raw. Let's fucking go.
Fucking fitting though is it that JBL, it's John O'Clock, is the one that picks that.
Right.
That's your last pick of night one. Is Kiana James in a Make Raw Great Again hat here.
Bro, I told you this girl was going to get love.
Well, no, she got something. She got a hat. That's what she got. She got a hat. She got a hat and they cut away.
That is a heel for the future. Big pick. You deserve it.
I don't know if they're saying that to her or to you. Of just KJ.
I deserve it. I deserve
it. These girls on Raw. You deserve it.
And they go right into a package for Kiana James.
Oh.
Let's fucking go. She's a star, bro.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
There you go. There you go. Oh, look who's in the back. Cora Jade and Lions in the back.
Well, yeah, you've got everybody. You've got Hank and Tank out there. You know, that is your first. If we're treating this like how with the NFL draft of somebody picked out of the green room because they had everybody sitting there waiting. So the first person that's actually been picked that was on NXT, you end it. Excuse me, with them going to Monday Night Raw. Excuse me.
HBK in the house, ladies and gentlemen, giving some love to Kiana. So not Bird Lady, not Roxy, even though I wasn't sure if she was available. No
Dijak, no nothing. It's KJ James out there going.
Kiana, there's Tony. Oh, as we go to last Tuesday, Spring Break-In. Remember, folks, we are here live for Spring Break-In Night 2 this coming Tuesday.
Right. We got week 2. Yeah, as you had Gacy there, you had Kalani Jordan. Almost halfway for a second thought he picked Kalani Jordan. Right. He picked the wrong KJ.
Someone asking if NXT has any picks yet. No, the NXT's not making picks. I think they'll just be able to pick up free agents post-draft. I prayed for this.
And it's surprising because I thought they would have picks and everything, and it would have been slightly interesting. But again, it's even like when we did our draft pick or draft of you kind of got to like put a cap on it, weirdly enough.
Yeah.
But yeah. But so up next with about a half hour left in the show, as hey, we're getting package for NXT. Yeah. In the UFC Apex.
Yeah, that should be amazing. I'm looking forward to that show.
But so there is the final pick so far for tonight. So Raw, Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Liv Morgan, Ricochet, Sheamus, Alpha Academy, and Kiana James, KJ's favorite James, next to Jesse.
Right.
And then SmackDown with Bianca, Carmelo, RKO, Nia Jax, LA Knight, the Bloodline, so Solo and Tama, because Roman Reigns removed himself from being in the draft because he was the obvious number one pick.
Right.
AJ Styles and then Andrade El Idolo.
I like it. Very interesting. Andrade potentially gets involved in kind of what he's already involved in. So that fits. Nia coming over is great. Kiana James, a girl so nice, I gave her my last name and my first name. Kiana. I like that pick, man. I was really surprised with it of all the names, but I've been beating the Kiana drum for quite a while. Pause. That sounds horrible. But super happy that she got picked up. Braun Breaker to Raw is interesting.
Very interesting, and the nepotism runs deep there with. I'm super excited that KJ got picked by AJ. I'm amazed you didn't pick her in our draft, but yeah.
Right?
Braun Breaker to me is probably the biggest surprise out of everybody that got picked. Like, I'll even say that over. I'm not a big Kiana James fan and everything. I think in part just to spite you. But Braun Breaker being on Monday Night Raw, and especially where he was picked and everything, to me is the biggest kind of surprise / steal of the draft there.
Does this now set Braun Breaker up in a position? I mean, you look at that IC division with Sammy with the belt. Braun kind of fits into that mid-card spot real well right now, and could potentially run after. I mean, there's still rumors that Baron Corbin's expected on the main roster, so we'll see.
I'm waiting for the Awesome Truth versus the Wolf Dogs, and we just get Doofy Heel versus Doofy Babyface.
Kiana versus Liv will be back, or will be Backlash. Will be kick ass. Thanks, Rick.
There you go.
Liv and Kiana both on Raw. I can die happy. There you go. AJ's thrilled. Kiana James, shocker. I didn't see that coming. Andrade versus AJ feud, please. Interesting.
Interessante.
Liv versus Kiana. A lot of people want to see Liv and Kiana for some reason.
You have it.
Right.
I don't know. I think, like I said, I think it's more of just I've now turned on her and soured on her just to spite you. But her like, it's great that she was picked, and it's the big,
right.
One NXT draft pick and everything like that. She's not expecting her to be a fucking world beater.
Right. Big talk. They should change the rule of the draft and make it mandatory that each brand can only pick people from the other brands. You shouldn't be allowed to draft your people you already have. But then it would be just trades. Essentially.
No, that's this thing called a draft.
Right.
I don't have you, so I draft you to my team.
Oh, Nick Aldis here. I love the sports vibe to this. All right, now that night one's in the books, how do you feel, Coach?
And not a Pepsi reference, not a neck brace to be seen, nothing.
We got Backlash matches being announced.
Right.
Triple threat. Tiffany.
Yeah. Thought that was happening.
Oh, Teddy. Love it.
Let me tell you something right now, player. We'll go one-on-one with The Undertaker.
There you go. The Bloodline taking on Kevin Owens and Randy Orton at Backlash, as announced by Teddy Long.
In a tag team match, player. Holla, 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 holla.
Not bad. Triple threat for the women's title as Naomi, Bailey, and Tiffany Stratton will be in a triple threat for that belt. Tama Tonga's first match. We'll find out if maybe we can get another member. Maybe it's Lance this time. Maybe Jacob's the fourth member.
He's the fourth Samoan instead of the third Samoan.
We don't know.
Well, is it interesting though too of that? A, your first match with Tommy is a tag match, but B, your tag match is against Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. You're going against two former world champions, two stars on the main roster here.
Yeah, I think so. And I've been, again, when you have people who are loved like KO, or you have people, a legend like Randy Orton, it's a great opportunity for them to dig in and get a whole lot of heat.
Right. Oh, we got another glitch there real quick as they were showing up Monday's eligible draft pool. Now, didn't we hear rumors that CM Punk was going to be here tonight?
There was rumors of CM Punk being here tonight. There were actually, yeah. What the hell?
Right.
So next week we're doing an AJ Styles Cody face to face, which feels a little redundant. Anybody? We had a contract signing tonight. Isn't that kind of the same idea?
Yeah, kind of the same thing as we're also getting the New Catch Republic versus the Authors of Pain, but I still up next with I'm assuming about 15 minutes left, barring commercial breaks. We're gonna get Carmelo Hayes versus Cody Rhodes.
Not bad, not bad.
Well, and so I asked the audience here, and I'll ask you this because you want to pause. Of normally when we watch the draft episodes and everything like that, there's fuck and all when it comes to actual in-ring matches. They are irrelevant, indifferent, and sometimes insufferable. And they half the time, have an implication on who gets drafted where. But
sorry to interrupt.
The first ever RKO show.
The RKO show next week. Sorry to interrupt there, Nick, but I thought that was kind of funny.
Oh, yeah. But the fact that we're getting stuff like this, and then like even the match that we just got with Tiffany and Naomi, etc., on a draft show, it shows that they're building and developing beyond just picking people. That's not the central focus. It's still the train moves on.
Yeah, 100%. As Carmelo making his big entrance into SmackDown tonight, gonna take on the world champ. So you talk about putting a kid on a plateau real quick. Here we are.
Yeah, you want to develop a star and get over your champion at the same time.
Imagine being everybody in that room for tonight, and they drafted one person.
Yeah, but the thing is I bet you they were there till 2 a.m.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see people feigning excitement when Roxanne Perez gets drafted in the 5th round on Raw and shit.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be like, it's live. It's like, no, this was at 2 a.m.
Right. And I will take a moment just to remind everybody. So this is it. This is who was selected tonight. This is your first night of the draft. Interesting names across the board, I would say. And Triple H talked about it. The managers were going to try and protect people that were already on their roster that they value. RKO in the 3 spot, I kind of feel like maybe you could have flipped him and Carmelo, but it really did put a value on Carmelo, who's going to take on Cody Rhodes in the main event, Nick.
How do you feel though that they actually had war rooms and everything like that?
I like it.
We haven't really had that brought up since they emphasized Raw was USA and SmackDown was Fox, to where we had the fucking NFL robot in the war room and shit.
Right. I figure, you know what they were sitting around thinking? Well, Tony fakes the wrestling thing. We're gonna fake the football thing. Fuck it.
Touche. Tabernacle.
All right. Well, 2 can play in this game. I wish somebody in the room had a neck brace on them.
That's what I was hoping for. I could still pull it out here.
Right. Cody Rhodes for the win. And perhaps the Punk thing is one of those, we hear that they're going to be there, but it's post-show, which sucks. Why would he not be here? Come on.
Could it be that Punk was going to be there and he was going to say too much of wait, there's too much shit that you could talk about right now.
Give me the mic.
Let's not do that. We sat there and almost took a half hour talking about shit, and our name isn't Phillip Brooks.
Right. Mello means money. Mello versus Cody is a good spot to highlight Mello 100%. Nobody expects Mello to win this. It's just a show up and show out match. They've done it before. I think this is great. Anybody who's already got their fingers typing of they just buried Mello. Shut up. Don't save your breath. Save your thumb energy for other stupid tweets. No matter what happens here tonight, short of a gong show, this is outstanding for Carmelo Hayes.
Right. Well, Alan McLean, I think he's trying to play a gong show or fucking spin the wheel, make a deal, Wheel of Fortune out here, because it's just Z and Z. If you're Z during this match, then I think you are a Z with a shape of an L on her forehead.
Oh, clap upside the face.
You fucking clean jumped over that man, by the way. Just not even hesitation. Yeah, I know I'm behind.
Springboard! Clothesline. I think I'm slightly ahead of you.
I know you are.
Oh,
I
I
just
didn't
got
know.
the springboard and the clothesline. I've
Okay.
been known.
Throw a flag up, my guy.
I have, and you've been like the fucking Russian referee.
But writing this stuff down is hard. Hard writing is hard. Writing this stuff down is hard.
Why say more words when short? Why say long words when short words do same? As I'm in commercial break right now.
Right, Larry saying, KJ, ironically and literally, I have a neck brace on. I'm prone to neck pain. Well, I'm sorry about your neck pain. My neck pain's sitting next to me. But
Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it.
ignore the flags.
Right.
Story of my life, MDB. Shit. QR code at the bottom of the glitch. Yes. I don't know. We'll find out.
We were live. If anyone wants to let us know, please let us know.
13 minutes left. I'm sure we'll hear his name once or twice.
Death the road, baby.
Right. All right, let me see. See if
Mello losing clean. AJH3. Will there be interference in the Mello match? How will he lose? Probably clean. But I think that you give him time, and he went out there with the world champion when it's still respectfully Carmelo Hayes. Like, I know he's really over with everything that he did in NXT, but this is being really over in college and then being really over in the NFL.
Right. Trying to see if there's anything about this goddamn QR code.
No, you're good. Nick KJ thought the flags you were throwing were 6 flags.
Let's go.
Oh, Vince books a war room. Cheesy Triple H books a war room. Awesome. AW can't let things go. Acts childish petty. WWE acts as childish petty. Wish
blow it out of your ass, Daniel. That is all around just childish, petulant, and not even a fair representation of any of it. But
no, it is a representation, and I'll say this: it's a representation of the fucking owner that he even follows and everything. The same one that was out there in a goddamn neck brace and everything. That's from that side of we don't want tribalism. Why everybody keep picking on me?
Yeah,
right. And I'm gonna sit there and say you're the Harvey Weinstein and shit like that, and then you wonder why someone be picking on you and everything. Like, fuck, just say less. Like, we don't want tribalism, but we're going to try and do everything we can to invoke tribalism. Just shut the fuck up.
Take that. No, I mean, again, well said.
Sorry, I got very heated. Like all of 10 seconds.
I think Tiffany wins in the title. Some people, are just, what's that word, Nick? It rhymes with runty. But anyway, let's move on. KJ, Nick, how long until Mello gets friends? We'll see. We don't know how they're going to position Carmelo on the show yet. Big back elbow to Cody.
Could we see what we've talked about and what we've thought about and what we thought they could have happened before we kind of continued on with the Carmelo trick feud of Carmelo with the Pride? Now, granted, he's very much a heel.
Yeah.
So it'd be very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really curious to see here.
But I also do you almost kind of want Carmelo to be his own for a bit? Show me you can do it by yourself instead of having people around you.
Yeah, maybe as you get him into something, if he, really push the heel factor.
People gravitate towards him versus he needs people to lift him.
I kind of like him just having those big bodyguards. That's enough for me.
Fair enough. Obafemi or
okay, so the latest video, the latest QR code is just again scrambled like a home video of like driving down the road, the symbol, closet with a hand coming out of the closet and grabbing on the closet door. Wow.
Oh. Back slingshot DDT, Mello with a 2 count. And this is doing This is doing way more for Melo than AEW did for their fucking world champion. Just saying.
You can file that under facts, folks.
Right. Even though we know Carmelo's going to lose, he at least still seems like a credible threat. And it's not one of those of, whoa, Cody's out here having a match with some NXT guy. No, you've already built this guy as your former NXT champion, as one of your stars and your features from NXT. That's the thing, is when you have layers to build upon people versus you just kind of just throw some shit and hope it sticks. That's the difference. I don't know if you muted yourself or I'm deaf.
I totally muted myself.
There you go.
We're even.
There.
As we get the disaster kick.
Right.
No, again, you're doing everything you're supposed to do tonight. You highlighted people that you wanted to feel important. Again, even by, you draft Kiana James and you instantly give us a short, 30, 40 second video package on why should we care about this girl. I think we got a lot of potential here, but yeah, you're definitely highlighting your champion. You're definitely highlighting your talent. And Tony Khan dropped the ball completely on that. And I asked the fans on Wednesday, Nick, simply put, was Tony so fixated on his role that he wasn't really paying attention to the rest of his show?
I said that Tony Khan took Swerve's spot. I said that in the pre-show.
No, but even from a booking, like from a production standpoint, from a writing standpoint.
So you thought he actually had forethought and everything. So you're giving him advantages.
No, I'm saying that he was so fixated on I'm going to be in the ring, I'm going to be in this angle, that he wasn't really paying attention to anything else. Like he over focused on his own shit.
That implies he focuses and pays attention.
But he clearly was excited about doing the spot.
Oh yeah, you need to check that man's pants for multiple stains. Don't run that man's fucking britches under a UV light after he sat there and took that bump and everything in that ring, because goddamn. But yeah, I mean, Cody's out here. He's established as a champion, Codebreaker.
Melo, ring timing is great.
He can sit there and put over a guy, and this can feel like a threat. And guess what? We don't need to call it a title eliminator to where Carmelo loses this. He can never compete for the fucking title or whatever the fuck.
Right. Oh, wait, both men.
Cool match.
Oh,
they both miss on the cutters. That's really fucking cool. They both have that cutter move, and they both miss.
Cody was hurt. Oh, wait. Oh,
Crossroads.
He planted
that man. And
that's it. You need one.
1, 2, 3. Yeah. And again, that's really especially because you mentioned you need one to do that. Notice it took 3 to put Roman away. So again, even subtly in the back of your mind, you're putting things over, you're putting moves over, you're putting storylines over, you're paying attention to the fucking lineage and the story that you laid out.
Right. 100%. Carmelo is HBK, Shawn Michaels character. Lean into it. I think we're on to that. Definitely, for sure. And I like it. And that was a hell of a match.
And they're both literally showing each other respect here. Like,
Triple H making Carmelo Hayes look important 100%. Again, then the show is respect. He's getting the Cody rub. He's pissed off, but Cody's saying, good job, good try, sport.
You gave it your best, kid. This is really doing a lot for Carmelo here. Not saying he doesn't deserve it. He hasn't earned it, anything like that, but they're really getting him the fuck over.
Right. Melo, shake my head. First loss is SmackDown in the draft. Embarrassing. A, that doesn't make any sense. And B, whatever you're saying is probably inaccurate.
You had time to think that comment out. We don't even have time to think out what we said. You had time to think that comment out and still fucked it up. So that's embarrassing versus Carmelo losing to your world champion the night he gets drafted to that show is embarrassing. Respectfully.
Right. That shoulder, though. Yeah, no, Cody's doing his job. He's selling. He's good. That bell went up no problem over his head.
Yeah.
All the way.
What the fuck was that?
Story arc. I was just mumbling. Does so much for Melo and shows off the champion in the main event. Chef's kiss. I love it. I like it. Full marks for me. I enjoyed the match. Again, wasn't a 6.5 star match, but it was definitely a really good match. The NXT crowd on their feet.
Hey, Tony Khan, if you wanted to have your world champion,
AJ Styles.
Oh,
get him. What are you waiting for?
Why does he look so fucking red and shit? Like, he was like, this man looks fucking swollen and gassed. Like, and he's just up in the ring.
I hate to say it. It looks like you just walked in on him having fun by himself. Bro, what were you doing?
Out here looking like Swole Styles, Steiner Styles out here.
Oh, I wanted AJ just to jump him. We need some AJ heat, man. This close. Oh, so AJ just saying, I was that close. I could have taken you out.
Or was he even saying you were that close to losing it to that fucker?
No. Maybe.
No, you need an edge from AJ. Like, that's been the biggest thing that's been missing from AJ. We're shaking hands.
Go off the air. Okay. I don't trust Triple H anymore. That fucking sticker stamp at the end is just a fucking red herring at this point.
Yeah, but AJ needs an edge. He needs something, and I don't mean Adam Copeland. He needs something that's, shows that he's gonna be about it. That I'm gonna do whatever it means necessary to be champion. Versus I'm gonna shake your hand. That's the most aggressive thing he's done tonight, is shake Cody's hand twice.
Right, absolutely. Again, I thought overall, it was an interesting night. But ladies and gentlemen, we will take your rating out of 10 in the chat. Let us know how you feeling. What do you got? What are you taking? Yeah, man. At the end of the day, that's the way they're setting it up. And again, just like so, next week we're gonna get a face-to-face. So it's that point where AJ finally crosses the line. There's some level of respect there, but we definitely have a very panting AJ Styles. So he definitely seems like he's
very much a hot and bothered AJ Styles. Right. And again, if you're gonna do both, you do them in the opposite order. You do a face-to-face, then the contract signing. You don't do. I still don't like doing both. But if you're gonna do both, you do them in the reverse order. Yeah, it's just you got a little. It's this big.
Well
played. Don't worry,
Hagen.
I got a big one. It's in my name.
10 out of 10 knee pads. Yeah, good job, Hagen. That popped me. Good, well played. 8 out of 10. Sorry, you were mid-sentence.
No, I was just saying of how you were mentioning about having the face-to-face next week and we had the contract signing this week. I was saying you either do both and you do them in the other order, or you do neither. That's the thing to me.
I don't mind one of them. I just don't think we need.
No. You could do one. I'm saying you don't do both. Yeah.
You don't need to do both, or at least call it out. Like next week, you don't need to call it a face-to-face. Just like AJ and Cody will be in the building next week. Well, that implies enough.
Right. It's like, Tony, you can wear a neck brace and get attention at the NFL draft with wearing the neck brace. You don't need to talk about Pepsis and everything like that.
You don't have to bring up dirty film execs either.
Exactly. Well, and again, I still think it's so interesting that of all the things you could have mentioned, of all the comparables, you mentioned Pepsi and
Pepsi
one Bill
so on purpose.
He's so stupid that it feels like he falls into being genius at times.
Oh, it's ridiculous. All the extra fluid bulk look on AJ appears to maybe not.
He got that roid rush.
Right, maybe. He seemed definitely heated.
Right. He's red for Monday Night Raw.
0 draft sucked. And you're just a grumpy bear lately, buddy. What's going on? AJ Styles is turning into the Macho Bonesaw.
I got you for this minutes
Right.
instead of 3. I got you for this minutes.
Right. AJ Styles getting ready for the Spider-Man remake. There you go.
Right. 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Ooh, 9 out of 10, 8.75 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 7.6. Jesse letting us know he missed SmackDown. Well, don't worry, you can always watch it back and watch us.
Right.
And interesting enough, there's no Rampage tonight instead of
No.
tomorrow night following Coliseum.
Right. 10 crossroads out of 10 for SmackDown. Yeah, I mean, people are pretty happy with Boston said 6.5. That's maybe a little low for my taste.
Right. Well, I miss my tribal chief.
We've missed him. The fans didn't cheer for him tonight, didn't chant for him, but definitely interesting.
Well, that is still interesting that last week we Roman fans.
Right.
Literally everyone's, clamoring over Roman doesn't show up enough. The second he doesn't show up, we want Roman.
Well, that is one of the things that definitely comes out of tonight, Nick, is that Roman will not be around for the foreseeable future. Paul Heyman all but confirmed it.
No, I don't think he'll be back. Till like SummerSlam.
Yeah, fair enough.
Do you think he shows up anytime sooner?
No, especially with what Paul just said, right? Like this is establishing Solo's kind of the guy. What's happening right now will be happening for a hot minute until we can get to a point, until eventually the tribal chief feels like getting back off the island of relevancy and rejoining us.
Yeah, well, and it's interesting that the new bloodline was kind of subdued a bit tonight. I know we had, Tom and KO fighting through the ladies and everything like that, but we didn't have any car crashes. We didn't have any Pillmanizations. We didn't have, blood, guts, and gore and chaos out of the new bloodline. They actually managed to keep their shit together.
Yeah, and they toned down a lot of shit. The draft being the focus again. Cody Rhodes being the focus as well. But the draft being the focus, we got some soft matches. Again, I'm not blown away by tonight by any stretch. The draft,
Okay.
I mean, maybe they get a Brucey bonus point for picking Kiana James. That was kind of a shocker.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, a little bit of an interesting one, and they kind of set up that pool system for this reason. But yeah, nothing groundbreaking out of the draft.
I think the most interesting thing, going back to talking about the bloodline and Paul Heyman coming out of the biggest thing coming out of tonight is pretty much if you keep adding people, they'll draft those people. So we know that there's other members of the bloodline incoming. We're just holding off until the dust settles here.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely. 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10, nothing special besides Keanu the Thing and the Cody match. Yeah. I think that's fair. I'm going to go with AJ tonight. 7 out of 10. Yeah. I mean, not a bad show, not a great show, just kind of quick and easy. Not really. I really like the main event. They get points for that. Maybe I'll go 7.5 because I got, Kiana. But yeah, no, 7.5 maybe. Yeah, it was okay.
I'll go 7, 6.5. Then I'll go on the other side of that. Then.
Oh, okay.
I guess we can meet at a 7. But yeah, I mean, you're giving it an extra bonus point because of Kiana James. I guess I feel like I'll deduct a point
because of Kiana James.
Yeah, the Kiana James point, the KJ point, the KJ differential there.
Right.
And again, I thought that they, especially like you had Cody versus Carmelo, and you had that going through the story, through the show, really helped. Not exactly make the draft an like an afterthought, but it wasn't your typical show to where the draft matches, where everything else doesn't matter, or for anything you have matches competing for draft picks, and you could give a fuck because you got Big Show throwing somebody out and he tears his shirt off and he changes brands and that changes the result somehow.
Right.
So I'll meet you at a 7 of I think it was good. I think that the draft picks disappointed me of that it was very much, it's a lot of safe, it's a lot of, get back defense versus making it to where you got this big exchange of talent or can you believe so-and-so went there? This was a lot of like, think about it. The biggest switches we've got to mention are Braun and Nia and shit like
Andrade.
there's no big really changes.
Yeah, again, nothing. Yeah, very straightforward. I'm really curious what they have planned for night 2. And like I said, I didn't hate it. I like the fact that at minimum, they get credit from me for it felt different. Whether we loved it or hated it, it wasn't. It didn't feel like, oh, here we go with the same old bullshit, the same people. And I saw the rhyme and reason to a lot of what they did. Jay going first. A lot of people are like, how could you take Jay over Seth? Well, you know, Seth just had a run. Jay's cooking. He's the number one contender. But there was a lot of names left on the board that, I mean, we'll find out where they go tomorrow. And again, I wonder if it's a lot more defense, right? Drew McIntyre is probably going to stay where he is. Yeah, I thought maybe the bloodline would switch shows, but overall, it just kind of, yeah, it was all right. Not
Well,
bad.
that's why, like I said, I think it really kind of deserves that 7 there. And there was aspects of it that were really interesting and unique. Like they did pretty much their little ticker underneath and everything, like we have ours of saying, you know, best available still and everything, or still available in the pool. So they did have that was going through it. It I get everything behind it. I just wished it wasn't just all get back defense when it came to the draft picks. I wanted a surprise or at least a shock, a switch, like
Yeah.
something that's really click worthy or anything.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, Boston's kind of right there with you.
The show was built around the draft, and the draft was underwhelming, so my rating reflects that.
There you go.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I might have. The Cody Carmelo match was great.
Yeah.
Again, it was a lot of stagnation and staycations, and you know that with the draft. And I get within the parameters they set up, I get it, but that's not at times what makes a draft compelling is, you know, let me just make sure I keep my guys. Like, no, you don't watch an expansion draft to sit there and make sure to see who's on, you know, the untouchable list. No, you just see who gets fucking moved or anything like that. That's the thing.
Yeah, you kind of want to see some movement. To me, the best part of the draft is always after the draft. This is the free agents. If they want to play on some potential trading, I kind of like that idea. But I would like, you know, I would like this to continue. I'm eager to see where it could go.
Is that a thing that WWE should start to try and introduce into kayfabe or not
Yeah.
into the draft of like a trade has been announced,
Mhm.
SmackDown, Raw has traded up and forfeited this pick and that pick to draft here and that.
Yeah, I think it's something that should be, you know, in existence year round. I really think it's something that they should always have, you know, and include NXT. Like, oh, NXT, we've, you know, made an agreement. So and so is going to drop down to NXT, and you know, we're taking so and so. I think that sporadically happening a few times a year would be really fun.
Are you surprised NXT didn't draft tonight? I think it. Well, I really liked it. I almost kind of was thinking that they were going to draft tonight. And I know that they might have had, not like with us to where you could draft from everybody, but they might have had say, even if you did a separate pool or whatever, or something, I think it would have been nice to see them at least acknowledge versus you get the scraps of what the two big brands,
Yeah.
through.
Yeah, and again, even with us, like I mean, it's just tricky on like how do you pull that off? Like you're not gonna because again, the third pick of the draft goes to NXT, and who do they like? Maybe they get a pick. Their first pick comes in like the 5th round, and then they can start picking from the 5th round on. I don't know how you kind of buffer that because it would look real silly of like with our first pick we take Tony D'Angelo like oh
Well, it's interesting. Granted, I do like what they did, even though it might be a little awkward, especially since Kiana James was the only one picking or that got picked. But to where you had the entire NXT locker room out there in the ring, the ropes down and everything, the whole crowd watching. We pretty much had a draft watch party with NXT of who's going to get picked from there to move up.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, I'm a little surprised that there was only really one name out of NXT. I figure you could have probably taken 2. But especially with the whole watch party. But again, we'll see what happens on Monday for sure. Damien can't wait to see Grizzled Young Vets make their Collision debut tomorrow night versus the Acclaimed. Yeah, out of left field. Oh, there we go. So
have they officially signed?
I've not seen the Grizzled Young Vets is all elite thing yet. So we know
Vets is all neck brace.
right. They've been taken off of the TNA roster officially.
Okay.
So we'll see. I mean, this should be a great match.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a big fan of them, and I think that's a huge get for AEW, especially if you also bring in Motor City. Like, your tag division kills it.
Mhm.
Just hopefully the rest of your company doesn't kill it either in a different sense.
Right.
And did you see that GYV's like kind of halfway starting their own promotion?
Okay. Okay.
It's more of like an international, it's more of like for wrestlers by wrestlers. It's kind of like the commune of pro wrestling. Like I know very loosely about it, but they kind of cut a whole promo about to where
Right.
they're gonna have their own shows and everything.
I wonder if it's being backed by a former wrestling executive billionaire. I'm just kidding. Kiana James was a pleasant surprise. Yeah, I'd agree. They should have had Stacy tonight. Triple threat has been confirmed for Backlash. Yes, Richard.
Yes, sir.
So they announced the triple threat for the women's title, and they announced what was the other match they announced for Backlash?
The tag match between Solo
Yeah.
and Tama versus Randy Orton and Kevin Owens.
Right. Jordan, JK instead of KJ. Who was the biggest winner and loser tonight? That's an interesting question.
The biggest winner, us. The biggest loser,
Right, maybe. I mean, it's tough to say winner loser. There's only really 2 spots to go. So whose draft did you like better, essentially, Nick? Would be kind of
Shit.
a
I
better way.
mean, indifference. Indifference is the winner and the loser.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of leaning Raw. I think Raw did well with Jay Rollins Breaker Live. Yeah,
Raw has the bigger steal. Like, that's the thing is, if we were looking at that, they were all up for grabs and everything like that.
I don't know.
Maybe I might view it a little different, but it feels like a lot of just everybody stayed the same. So that's the only thing that makes it hard. But Braun, I think, is the biggest steal out of that, especially because now do you get Corbin that follows through suit? Do you get Corbin to SmackDown? Do you get Corbin stays in NXT?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's going to be interesting, and especially if you have Braun just as a solo guy on Raw.
Right.
He instantly, I think, slots into a feud with Sammy. You could potentially, if you built it and give it time, do Damian versus Braun.
Damian eventually at
Would
some
you
point.
do Braun versus Damian like you just did Cody versus Carmelo?
You could kind of do something like that for sure. I want Braun versus Bronson Reed. Let's go.
Just all the Brauns.
All the Brawns, and then Braun
Special
Strowman
guest
comes back.
referee, Brawny the Strowman.
Right, let's go.
Braun on Braun action.
Right. SmackDown biggest winner. Ooh, wow, this is a good question. Women's tag title match confirmed as well. Yes, sir. Oh, did they confirm the women's tag title match? I had not heard that as of
I
yet.
had not heard that one.
Are you interested in Thunder Rosa versus Deonna Purrazzo on Rampage? I'm a little disappointed that this is a Rampage match.
I'm interested in the match. I'm with you. I'm disappointed it's a Rampage match.
Mm-hmm.
And a Rampage match following a collision, following the NBA playoffs. Like, if you could set yourself up to not give a fuck more about a match, I think this is the way you do it. But this should be literally your number one contenders match.
Right.
Screw whatever that confusing fatal 4-way, no audio, Serena Deeb, Mariah May, Paulin match and everything that was. But no, Thunder Rosa versus Deonna Purrazzo should be damn near, if not your main event, one of your upper matches on your card, if not opening your card on a Dynamite. to see who faces Tony Storm. Again,
Absolutely.
Tony Khan is pissing it in the wind and amazing that and is surprised that his shoes get wet.
It's 100%. It's not even that. He blames he blames the wind.
He blames the wind for his shoes getting wet.
Like, that's the fucking thing about it, Nick, is he's pissing in the wind and blaming the wind that he's getting wet. At the end of the day, we just saw Bianca Belair get drafted first overall. People debate things online, and a lot of the debate is silly because realistically, if you really pay attention to put your bias aside, you see some of the discrepancies. And again, this is a good opportunity to highlight, the depth or a deeper level of your women's division. You can have a mid card that's consistent, that doesn't, revolve around one of the two belts. Two solid women should get an opportunity to have that wrestling match. And it's unfortunate because, again, people will still say, oh, there's nothing like the way Tony books, there is women. But at the end of the day, the women's division, it feels like an afterthought in a lot of regards. So,
well, they are correct. There's nothing like the way Tony Khan books his division. That's not a positive as much as you think it's a positive. Yeah, I feel like it's, the Princess Bride out here. If you keep saying that shit and you don't understand, I don't think you don't know the meaning of that word.
Right. Yeah, no. I think you're saying it wrong. But
Right.
no, at the end of the day, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. But I mean, 3 hours of no, it's funny. I said I was listening to AEW fans today, and literally AEW fans who were like, if you put the shit on Collision and Rampage, it doesn't matter. We don't watch it. Like, if you want us to know something, if you want to highlight your world champion, you do it on Dynamite. We don't have time for the other shows that suck. But put it on Dynamite. I thought that was very interesting. Of like, even with the excuse on Swerve of like, we'll move it to Saturday. They're some of their diehard fans are like, oh, why? Those two, Rampage and Collision, suck.
Well, it's interesting and also surprisingly self-aware. And by the way, we're not saying this like we aren't AW fans of. Trust me, we're literally out here watching WWE, AW, NWA, GCW, XPW, fucking any sort of 3, 4, 5 letters in front of a fucking wrestling promotion. We're out here watching it. But yeah, to be that self-aware of like, no, don't do that because no one's going to watch that. Do it on your main show. It's like, holy shit, the fucking tribe the is telling you don't do this, and you're like, no, I don't buy that. I don't believe it. You're all fake bots. That's the thing. Well, that's the thing is this is the fucking side that says we don't want tribalism. And the owner of the company goes on national television and sits there and tries to just say tribalism, right? And not even provoked. Like, you can be mad at Triple H of saying this or whatever. Like, I'm not ultimately mad at what Tony said. It's dumb, but you're the owner of the fucking company. Triple H is not the owner of the company, and he was asked a question in an interview. Tony, just unprovoked, was just tribalism, Coke, Pepsi, bad man who used to work in Hollywood. Like, I got a zinger in. Just, you didn't need to do that at all.
No, again, like we said, definitely a lot tonight that, at the end of the day, it's just, say less, do more, focus on your own shit, wake up. But NXT did not
stay humble.
Right? Just stop being stupid. But I will call last call on the chat, folks. Get your good nights in. We are going to tap out. We are back at it tomorrow. Click that little bell. We might have something special for certain people out there. So pay attention. But we will be back for Collision tomorrow night. But yeah, solid night. Not bad SmackDown. A little bit of an underwhelming draft. A couple nice things in there. MVP of the night gets to be Carmelo Hayes. And what a wonderful job they did with him.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm very surprised that normally Hachu, God bless you. I'm surprised that normally it's the in-ring action that under delivers and the draft I won't say over delivers, but at least meets where you expected it to land. This is reverse of that. I feel in-ring did better than we expected, and the draft just kind of was a thing. Like
Yeah.
it was, you got your legends pops, but no one moved, no one mattered, no one cared. Like, I get if you want to go into the nook and crannies of where people got picked in, I get that. But yeah, you're not no big shakeups.
Yeah, I don't know if I would go that far down the rabbit hole, but I'm with you. I'm not that far behind you. I mean, I like some of the things. It just, yeah, it's all right. It's all right. See what they do for night 2. We will be back for it, folks. But thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for all the love. And thank you for 4.5K subscribers. We are growing by the minute. April's been an absolutely record month of epic proportion. And we owe it all to you guys out there who watched all this nonsense. We appreciate everybody. Fun SmackDown. Collision tomorrow, Nick.
Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. What are you talking about? The wrestling, you're going to put that full life with it.
Have a good night, folks. Draft 1 in the books. See you on the flip side. Good night.